Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
What up, what up, what up, what the fuck is up?
What up?
This is episode 197.
197.
Of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy Busby.
Give me a hell yeah!
And over here is your boy JC
No Huts. And Martine.
Damn, alright. For sure, bro. I feel the energy, you feel me?
It's the energy. It's the energy.
Yeah, but what up, though? What's happening? What's good?
That's take two energy.
Take two energy.
Shit, how the fuck are y'all doing?
This week was a blur. I ain't gonna lie. As soon as I got out of here, it was just like, it's all downhill. Man, I woke up on fucking Friday morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, I thought I had stage 4 COVID.
Stage 4. It's
like
insane.
I thought I was like, bro, I woke up in a pool of sweat. My throat was as swollen as you could imagine. I was warm, but I didn't, like, that was the fucked up part that whole weekend. I didn't have a fever, but I could tell you I had chills and I was warm. So I'm like, fuck. And so, so I get through Friday. I'm like, okay, that wasn't as bad. Let's see how it goes tonight. And like instantly, like clockwork, as soon as fucking 6 o'clock hit, all of a sudden everything came back, and I was like, fuck. Got some news which we'll get into that went public everywhere. But then so my mom was like, I gotta go to sleep. Like I gotta try to sleep this shit off. Another sweaty sleep. Woke up again, but my throat started to at least lighten a little bit. Headache and fever. I won't even call it fever. I wasn't over 100 degrees. But just the warm and the chills, they all went away. And then once I was able to start thinking clear, I was like, oh, I know what happened. Because of all the fires and the heat wave, my fans have been running for 2 weeks straight just on the bed. So, everything.
You have the windows open and shit?
Everything
like
caught
that
up.
normal, like, cold type shit going on. All right, for sure.
Everything caught up to me. So once I realized that, it was like, all right, now I can function properly. Let me get the honey. Let me get the tea. The cough drops, even though I wasn't coughing, but just to try to make my throat easier.
Yeah, for sure.
And then fortunately by Sunday or Monday morning, it had all started clearing up. So, but
that's
like
good.
that shit was like going through last month going through the quarantine check at work was like, that was already like, it makes you think at that. But when you feel like you got the shit, like really feel it.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, I thought I had 2 weeks left. I thought it was literally like, all right, well, I don't know if I'm going to see if the Lakers can win it all, but fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was rough, man.
I feel
by the grace of God, I got through it. So it was
good. Right. Well, for me, I just worked and then just chilled at home for the most part. Watched some wrestling. That was about it. I was like binging like hella shit on Netflix, and I was like rewatching the Boondocks actually, like watching from season 1 to season 3, and and then the one season that didn't happen, I didn't watch that. I avoid that shit like the plague.
You don't even gotta bring it up.
No pun intended.
I know you always bring that shit
you
up.
bring it up, but
I swear, you
when you
seen it a million times the way you bring it up.
But it's just there. You just see season 4.
But I know,
it's just there.
But when you say the Boondocks, I don't even think of season 4. Like I don't think of it until you say it.
It's not even a thing.
But yeah, it's just there. It's just when you're skipping through it, when you're going through the season, I'm like, okay, and then you're done, and you see season 4, and I'm just like,
I never see season 4.
Nope, it never happened.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't see season 4. That's why that's why I know season 4 exists, because you bring it up all the time.
No, you even told me it still exists, even after I told you it doesn't exist.
Well, yeah, but it exists
at
in
the
the
end
real
of the day,
world. But I don't bring it up.
At the end of the day, it's there. But I'm still watching everything up. I'm on season 2 now. Still. I think I'm on season 3. The whole dick riding Obama episode. That still funny.
Song's a bop.
Oh, because Will.i.am really didn't make a record like that. And I was like, wow. I remember he said, it's a new day. I remember that shit. They were playing the shit out of it on MTV Jams. Back then, I was kind of like, oh, this is cool. Looking back on it, The fuck was
You
he
said it was
thinking?
cool then?
When I was young, because I was happy Obama won. I was happy Obama won.
I get-
Around that time period, I
get
was
what
happy
you're saying.
Obama won. It was a celebration.
I get
Now,
it.
nah. That was
I mean, you can't hate on that shit, bro. Like, in the moment.
at that
I
moment.
was in the moment, and I looked at that and was like, that's just garbage.
Hey man, I was happy.
I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, man.
Hey, I was happy. Around that time, I would never play it again. I just saw it on MTV Jams, and everyone's happy that we had a black president. That was cool. But then looking back on it, I was like, God damn.
That was one of the first viral videos, and what I mean by that, like, the video itself was viral. It was just
on
people
MTV.
filming themselves and shit.
Yeah, it was like, yeah.
Like, that was one of the first viral actual shot videos.
Yeah, I remember.
And even then, I was looking at it like, no. No.
Even then, it was like, nah, this ain't it.
Like if it had Obama lost, I would have blamed will.i.am.
Oh
No, he
my
released it after he
God.
won. He released the shit after.
Hey,
he
they could
won.
rescind your vote afterwards. Like, you don't go right into the White House. That's a 3-month wait
For
period.
real.
Anyway, like I
They could have
said.
found them Florida votes all of a sudden. I would have blamed will.i.am.
Anyway, like I said, yeah, it was that, and yeah, that's pretty much all I was. I watched Umbrella Academy.
That's what's up.
Yeah, what about your black ass?
Well, you know, I didn't really do too much, but man, like, it was a trip though, because like, this is still my weekend. This is technically my Sunday and shit, right?
Yep.
Whatever. Yesterday, like, no joke, friends that I hadn't talked to in a while, like, they all hit me up. A few of them freaking stopped by and say what's up and shit like that. It was different, you know what I mean? Because like, I haven't seen none of them in what, like
Months.
Yeah, at least 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when the whole shit went down, we were still close and shit like that, and then fucking, obviously, with the whole COVID situation, everybody just staying at their own house and shit like that. So it's like, fuck, man. But seeing them, it was refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Talking to a few of my friends that I ain't seen in a minute, that shit was refreshing. Like, I needed that.
Yeah, for sure. There's always
You know
something.
what I mean? Yeah, no, definitely.
Monday, I forgot it. I did it big Monday morning, man. Tesla and Apple split.
Oh my God.
Oh, I got me a piece of both. And the funny thing was, I only went in going to get Apple because I was like, all right, Tesla's still in the 400s. Like, I can try to get that later. And then I started thinking about it, like, okay, Tesla's in the 400s. And then I started putting it in perspective. Okay, Tesla's in the 400s. It was just at 3,100 last week. Like, nigga, start. Yeah.
You better get on that shit. Like,
So I turned in like fantasy sports and 2K franchise mode had prepared me for that exact moment.
Oh my God.
Figured out how to leverage all the stocks that I had, except for 2.
Right.
And then I already had, I just had a little bit extra that I just deposited in. Yeah, and I pretty much leveraged all those stocks, the ones that ended up were making me money anyways. Hedged them all and got a share of Tesla.
What's up?
And I was nice, bro.
Nice.
Whoa, like I got that and like literally it was, wow, I got a piece of Tesla. Like,
Just a little small piece, but a piece is a piece.
yeah, because
Yeah, for real.
it's gonna go back up.
Yeah,
And then
for sure.
I walked away with a nice, a good amount of shares in Apple.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start investing more in that, and then everything else that I sold off to get those, they're still in enough range to get those back by the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's one of those,
what's up.
it's one of those things where it's like, you know,
Like,
somebody put it to me best. They was like, bruh, if you need to make the most educated decision, this is like me telling you, all right, Kobe and MJ are on the market right now. You can get a bunch of Kobe's and that's cool. But are you going to be cool knowing you got those and you had an opportunity to go get MJ too? And I was like, all right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you now. Yeah.
See, when you put shit in sports,
Yeah, no, yeah.
like,
In your sports
so
language.
much fucking,
Yeah.
it's so much easier
Oh,
to
yeah.
understand.
It makes
man.
sense.
Like,
That's how I've been teaching. That's like that's
Shit.
my analogy to teach people because it's really once you know how to break X's and O's down, that's
Yeah.
really what you do to evaluate the market
for
and
sure.
go from there. Yeah.
Well, COVID cases are going down out here in Cali,
thank God, man.
and the
Shit.
fires are getting, contained.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Shit. So only thing I'm waiting for is just for my local AMC to fucking open up.
Give me a hell. Give me what I
That's all I
want.
want, Gavin.
I treated myself to AMC.
Batman. What up? Like,
Yeah, please let Busby and everybody else go to AMC because I reinvested in that too.
Well, out here, they said like, what's it called? San Francisco and San Diego, they're gonna start reopening them because I guess their COVID cases are down enough so they can start reopening theaters at a little capacity and shit. I'm just waiting for Santa Clara because I want to see fucking Tenet.
If you want to go make a trip, Napa's open.
I know. I know what's open.
saying,
I'm looking at little little counties that are open and shit. It's like, nigga,
Give me what I want.
I want to see Tenet.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you want to go see Tenet bad enough,
if you
go
really
take a trip to
wanna go see
Napa.
Tenet, yeah,
They got wine out there.
I'll just be patient.
Just go to the city, bro. It ain't that far, bro.
You know, just
what
my
I mean?
luck.
Like,
I'll go out
shit.
there. This is my luck. I'll go out there, go see Tenet, and I come out and it's fucking mid, and then Gavin Newsom announces, "Oh yeah, Santa Clara could reopen."
No.
Thank you for hitting the right button, Busby.
Whatever. But yeah, it would just be like that. But yeah, so shocking news this past Friday.
It was this past week.
It was Friday.
No.
This past week.
That was one. It was shocking news before that. There was just deaths all around.
Yeah,
Like there was a lot.
really though.
Well, the one that's really just more shocking, the one that was on Friday, that shit was just out the blue. SmackDown literally just went off the air. It was like literally 2 minutes after SmackDown went off the air. And I'm on Twitter, I'm scrolling, and then I see a post from the Associated Press, and it said, Chadwick Boseman dies from cancer. That's pretty much what it said. And I had to just re-look at it. I had to reread it like 5 times. Like, what? Well, hold up. Huh? Like, whoa. It was just like, and then I was like, cancer? First off, this nigga had cancer? What? And then I went on his Twitter page, and they made the official announcement that he was fighting stage 3 cancer since 2016. That's when he got diagnosed. And then it progressed to stage 4 this year. And then that's when he passed away. And I was just like, so then I did the math in my head. So I was like, 2016. So I was thinking, what Marvel movie came out in 2016? That's when Civil War came out. When they introduced Black Panther.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I was thinking of all the movies he did. He did the James Brown movie. He did the Jack
42.
Well, that was
42
before.
was before.
Yeah. And he did, but it was the James Brown movie. He did Civil War. He did Infinity War. He did fucking Black Panther. He did Endgame. He did 21 Bridges. He did fucking, did I say Get On Up already?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, that's 6. Get On. He did a few other ones.
I feel like there was one more too, like after Five Bloods.
Five Bloods. That's 7. They said it was like 10. There was like 2 other ones. And
He's
then
got one more coming out too.
Another one coming out that's going to be on fucking Netflix. That was produced by Denzel Washington, his mentor. Mm-hmm. But he did 10. He did almost like 10 feature films after they diagnosed him. And then what makes it worse is that fucking Thurgood. There you go. Yeah, Thurgood too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, caffeine.
Good job. Yeah. I appreciate that shit.
Yeah, he did that one. So an article came out from the Hollywood Reporter saying that, of course, he didn't let nobody knew. Very, very few people knew except his family and his close friends and shit like that. And an article came out pretty much saying that Kevin Feige didn't know about it either. Well, he kind of knew about it, but not really, because you remember like earlier this year he was like hella fucking skinny. You remember that shit, right? Mm-hmm. He was looking hella. I think he was just doing it for a movie role. So I was just like,
majority of us thought.
Huh? Yeah, I thought he was just doing it for a movie role because he's like a fucking method actor and shit like that.
Yeah, like he gets into characters.
Yeah, like he gets knee deep in the shit. Yeah, so I was like, whatever. So. Yeah, Kevin Feige said he got an email from his people saying like he wasn't looking too good because the week before the fucking before he died, he felt he was gonna fully recover from it and get ready to do and gain his weight back so he could do Black Panther 2 in March of next year. Yep. And when Kevin Feige read the email, he said he already passed after he read the email. I was like, fuck. And what made it even worse, I guess he was going to be in other fucking Marvel movies too. He was going to like pop up in other like Captain Marvel 2 and other shits like that. I was like, fuck.
Well, we knew going into Phase 4 that he was more than likely going to take over as, not as Iron Man, but he was going to be, the de facto leader of...
They said it was going to be Captain Marvel.
He was going to take... No, but
Kevin Feige said...
As far as the brains go, though... You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just going for what Kevin Feige said Captain Marvel.
She was the one. I'm going off of comics.
Oh, the comic books.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and what I'm saying is browsing through the different films within the franchise. Like you kind of saw where that was going from jump. Like you could tell that he was gonna go.
I mean, he was taking charge. Like for the most part, like he kind of was already when they had the split. You know what I mean? Like he was taking charge of like a section of the Avengers. You know what I mean? So like it was only natural.
Yeah, it's just sad, but it's shocking. It's like the fact he was fighting through all that shit, going through surgery, going through chemo and shit like that, and just how the impact Black Panther had against like with the black community and shit like that. It was pretty much the first superhero movie to get nominated for an Oscar, the first Marvel movie to really just win an Oscar, period, like for like best costume design and shit like that.
True.
And the impact of it was just felt miles, even though I still have my feelings about how black folks, overhyped it. But I understand why, because it was like their first full.
Do you feel different? No, but this is what I'm saying. Do you feel any different now when they're replaying the footage of when the people stood in front of his poster and they were saying how the image of seeing a black superhero?
Oh, I understood that. Trust me, I understood that from jump. I never questioned that.
I never questioned that. I never felt like y'all full of shit. Like
that one I didn't.
Well, no, because I'm saying that's a part of the overhyping experience.
No, it was
to a certain degree.
To a certain degree.
That all goes with the
niggas
experience.
were fucking bringing Africa drums in that shit, putting the black fist up before the fucking doing the black screen and shit like that, doing way too much. That's when I was like, you fucking niggas. So that's why.
I mean, you can say that, but I felt I did a little yet I mean when I saw Oakland.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I was saying when Oakland came up on the screen, the whole fucking theater, like,
in the bay, that part, I understand, but I'm talking about like the social media.
But you gotta
I understood.
But you gotta understand, if you understand that, you can understand the bigger reaction to it.
Yeah, that it took place in Africa.
That shit. It was just
that.
It was just like how they were making it look like it was bigger than what it really was. That part, because that was like the comic book nerd of me. Now I'm like looking at it like, fuck, man. I understand now. I still understand. Same time, I was gonna say something else, but
I just take it from like what I was saying back. What I was saying back then was, okay, yeah, they're overhyping it, but I'd rather it be overhyped to this extent to show the appreciation while we have the opportunity.
Oh, exactly.
No, definitely.
And look at it now. Like, there's no opportunity for Black Panther 2. Like, what if everybody got so hyped about Black Panther 1 that it was just regular, that they had that expectation to then bring the drums for Black Panther 2 and all that? You don't get that opportunity now.
Yeah.
Unless it's
just not going to happen.
Like I said, like, it's sad, like, thoughts and prayers for his family and shit like that, all his friends, because it was really impacted around the world. Like, he literally, and also his Twitter account made history. Like, according to Twitter, his like, the remember him post is like the most liked and retweeted tweet. How do you say tweet? Tweet in like Twitter history. Yeah. Because that's how impactful it was. Little black kids.
I was just about to say that, man.
Yeah.
Like, my nephew, he's also, biracial, right? Mm-hmm. And fucking, he had the costume, he had the action figure, he had the mask, the gloves, you know what I mean? That was like one of his favorite characters, like, and we didn't force that on him. He kind of was like, he gravitated towards it on his own.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Representation matters.
And what
I look at it from... Number one, it's shocking. So again, as I was explaining earlier, I was sick. So like, I get the news and I'm like, "Fuck, that's horrible." But I'm, I'm
sick.
I'm sick, so I don't even have the energy to like really get into it. Like I'm trying to go to sleep and do all that. So when I finally cleared up and I had time to go back and just think for a little bit, when you get past the initial shock, the next thing I felt was, wow.
Yeah.
Like. No complaining.
Nah.
Didn't try to make people feel sad for him.
He didn't use it to try to gain any momentum within his career or leverage it for personal gain or anything like that. Right. No, he went in, he did his job, he looked at it from the standpoint of, I can only guess because obviously we don't know. Just guess from the standpoint of, okay, so that means I still have time left, so
and he felt
I need to take advantage of this time, and I need to put this work in.
And he felt he was going to beat it. That's the even more sad part. He felt he was going to beat it. And then you see them interviews come out how he took care of cancer patients, like kids that had cancer and shit like that, knowing that he had it. and fighting it, but didn't want to reveal it to nobody. Fuck, man. That's fucked up.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's crazy as fuck when you think about it. Like, just holding that big of a secret.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With the public, yeah.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
he might have told certain people. Obviously, his family knew, I'm
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
whatever, right? But, like, nobody else really knew. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't in the media. It wasn't being exploited like that. You know what I mean? It was just
Right.
like, it was just him.
And
to
he's
be able to hold that in for so long.
And if you look at his
crazy.
filmography, like from Civil War on, you saw the roles that he took. He said that he did not want to take no roles where he was depicted as weak. Like I read where they offered him a role to be with Lupita Nyong'o in a slave movie or some shit, and he was like,
No.
"Nah, man, I want to do something that's gonna like uplift the black folks." That's why he took Thurgood, and that's why he stayed as Black Panther, and then like that detective and shit. He wanted to look like a strong black man.
Yeah.
So if you look at his whole discography from Jackie Robinson, filmography, my fault, from Jackie Robinson to T'Challa to James Brown to I guess a New York detective, I guess Thurgood, and then what's it called, a Buffalo Soldier in what's it called,
Five Bloods. I think that's what it was.
Was he a Buffalo Soldier in Five Bloods?
Might have been.
Yeah, and because he's Vietnam. So yeah, probably a Buffalo. Like he was like he played historical black people, historical black figures and shit. He wanted to show people that he was strong, and fucking round of applause for that.
Yeah.
That's his legacy right there.
Yeah.
That's his legacy.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
really should have got nominated for an Oscar for Get On Up as James Brown. He played the fuck out of that shit. He like when I saw that, I saw James Brown. Like he played the fuck out of that. Yeah. So
he again, like when you have time to think about it too. I mean, you just get to the point where you're like, in the same year, it's Black Mamba and Black Panther.
Shit.
How?
Yeah.
They were at the Oscars
seriously.
just that last year, man.
How? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because and I bring up Kobe because, as you were saying, your nephew and Black Panther, and he navigated him.
Yeah.
These are two black heroes
Oh yeah. For
for communities that go outside the black communities.
Yeah.
Like I saw white kids wanting to be Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? The same
Definitely.
way that white and other races looked up to Kobe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So these two strong black men are literally here 1 minute and then like
Yeah.
their memories the next. Like
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how I don't even know how we got here. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the part where that's why it's so shocking because it's just like
we just saw him at the All-Star game in February.
yeah, and it's just like
He was
it's
a
just
judge.
yeah.
Snitched on Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, you snitched on Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
That shit was comedy.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I couldn't help but not think of basketball throughout the whole weekend because, of course, his connection with the NBA.
Right.
But then we had Lute Olson, who former Arizona coach. He passed away the Thursday before, and then I wake up Saturday after knowing that again, I went to sleep not feeling good knowing Chadwick passed away.
Right.
I wake up feeling a little bit better, and then Clifford Robinson passed away.
Yeah.
Who, the former Portland Trailblazers son and
Yeah.
a few other, and then we get to Monday, and John Thompson passes away.
Yeah.
The
Long
prolific John Thompson,
Yeah.
head
No,
coach for
definitely
Georgetown, the first black coach to win the NCAA title
Yep.
for in basketball.
Yeah.
The coach that made everybody like. Obviously, I wasn't old enough for that. I don't even think I was born for that. But I remember hearing from my uncles, everybody thinking that Georgetown was an HBCU because of the role he had when he was there.
Oh shit. I can see that.
Like people
definitely see
legitimately
that.
thought Georgetown
Yeah.
was an HBCU
Yeah,
when
yeah.
like his duration there. Like his legend just. I mean,
and not to mention, AI said that John Thompson
saved his life.
Saved his
Well,
life, yeah.
Think about this. He saved.
That's a quote.
He
Saved
saved
his life.
He
Like, it's
saved
fucking crazy.
Alonzo Mourning and Patrick Ewing's lives.
Yeah.
Like there's a story I didn't even realize until yesterday where Patrick Ewing took his recruiting trip to North Carolina. The same time there was a KKK rally.
Yeah.
And so Dean Smith told
Literally,
him,
the
yeah,
same day.
like literally. And Dean Smith told him, "Hey, obviously recruiting you is important, but your well-being is more important to me. Go to Georgetown, go talk to John Thompson and see how you like it there." He talked to him and he was able to bring him in. Alonzo Mourning had a situation with a drug dealer. And John Thompson called the drug dealer into his office and said, you can't be around that kid no more. And just the respect that John Thompson carried, drug dealer left Alonzo Mourning alone. Never had any contact with him for like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And granted, he was older, 75 years old, but still, it's just the deaths leading up to that.
Yeah,
like you wake up on Monday morning, like I even said it on Twitter. 2020, every time before I get on that, I mentally prepare to see something that's gonna
seriously. I get you, man.
Like I've just reached that point.
Also, back with John Thompson though, like he was also, if I'm not mistaken, LeBron's first coach in the NBA, right?
No, that was Paul Silas.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah. Well,
no, but he goes, and then the first person that comes to my mind is Allen Iverson.
Yeah,
he just got done writing the piece for Kobe.
Yeah. Oh fuck, I didn't even think about that.
You know what I mean? So he's going like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2020 has literally sucked whatever was left out of me this past weekend. Like I don't have much anymore. Like I'm kind of just on cruise control at this point.
Everybody is.
Yeah, nah, seriously. It's just like, well, let's see what happens next, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, shit. I mean, because look, you can knock on wood all you want, but I mean, I'm not saying, that something's going to happen. But at this point, it just seems like
there's 4 months left. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of time.
Next, but,
you know what I'm saying? That's a whole lot of time. So I feel you. It's like, all right, what else you got so we can finish this year out?
Seriously, man. But I just want to touch back on one more thing about Chadwick Boseman real quick.
I was about to start. Yeah, go.
The trip, like, the shit that tripped me out.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
He died on Jackie Robinson Day in the major leagues.
Yeah. And then
Busby tells me.
Yeah, he died also the same day as the birthday as the creator of Black Panther.
So it's like, if you really factor those two things in, right? His first major role was 42 as Jackie Robinson. His biggest role was the Black Panther.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, all right.
To take it back to Black Panther now. I know it's early now. I was been thinking about it. So, what should Marvel do when it comes to Black Panther 2? Because what's fucked up about it even more is when they announced it at their I keep saying little.
I know. That was a big ass convention,
at
bro.
that big ass Disney convention when they announced all the fucking Marvel movies. Ryan Coogler said like he already had a script ready, so he had the script ready to go and shit. They were prepping to film in March, so now he has to start from scratch, or what should they do? Should they recast T'Challa with fucking? I feel Denzel Washington's son. I was looking at him earlier. I was like, he could be a good T'Challa. Or get Shuri to take over.
I'm gonna bow out this one only because Chadwick isn't even in the ground yet. So for me, it's too.
It's early, but it still doesn't hurt to talk about it.
It's too early. It's too early to talk about it.
Disney already said they're not even like thinking about that. They're just trying to like pay tribute to him because on ABC they already did like a whole Black Panther. Like they showed Black Panther in its entirety with no commercial breaks on ABC, and then they had like a whole tribute dedicated to him. And I was like, shit, I didn't even watch it because number one, I've seen Black Panther like 1,000 times already. So it's kind of, now it's on Disney Plus. So it's like, and it's still fresh, and I'm just like, I can't watch it now.
I was just gonna say that shit. Like once it got to Disney Plus, like legit, I was watching that shit all the fucking time.
And then you had the
like,
soundtrack.
For no fucking reason.
And then what's it called? Then you have the damn sound.
I agree with Caffeine though. Shuri does make the most sense, man. Like
everyone said just give it to Shuri.
She becomes Black Panther in the comic books. So,
I'm just saying, storyline wise,
makes sense to me.
I'm just thinking storyline wise because after he got snapped, he was gone for 5 years. From Wakanda, because it was like a 5-year gap. Remember that?
Yeah.
So like, I was thinking it would be an interesting storyline about how he could have took control of Wakanda after he's been gone for 5 years and shit like that. Would have been an interesting storyline, but shit. So I don't know. It's we'll see. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
To Chadwick Boseman,
Sue
Olsen,
Cliff
Robinson,
John Thompson.
Yeah,
it's
like
that was week, bro.
That was a string that went from the end of the week to the start. Like I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah,
it's wild.
I don't know how to explain
literally
that.
4 people that either we were directly or indirectly affected by it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this shit it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
In one fucking week.
I mean, Busby, to put in perspective, because I know you don't watch hoop like that, and Clifford Robinson was a lot older.
I know who he is.
Well, no, but I'm giving you perspective. Clifford Robinson really kind of set the trend for that bigger player that played a smaller position.
I know who he is. I know. Trust me, I know his impact. Yeah.
And also, I forgot to mention, man, today actually, Tom Seaver from the New York Mets, he was a pitcher.
I heard about that. Yeah,
he passed away also from COVID.
Yeah.
Shit. Speaking of COVID, it got announced that The Rock got COVID. Him and his whole family got it, but he said he's doing better now. So yeah, wear a goddamn mask, people. Speaking of baseball, your Giants just laid the smackdown on the fucking. What team
I believe it was the Rockies.
Shit, I saw that score. I had to double take on that shit. What, 26-4 or some
It
shit?
was like, I don't remember, dog. This is what happened. I mean, I was watching the game, and it was like 16-2 and shit.
Yeah.
It was already done. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, obviously.
that shit's a wrap, right? Whatever.
Hit
So
another
I'm
grand
like, all right,
slam.
fuck it. You know, I need to take a shower. You know, I've been in this fucking heat all day. I'm kind of, feeling
Sweating.
nasty and shit, right? So I go take a shower, right? As soon as I get out, I look at my phone because I hear like it was going off while I was in the shower and shit, right?
Uh-huh.
And it says fucking 23-2 at that moment. I was like, what the fuck?
That's the highest you guys ever scored?
If it has happened, I don't remember the last time it did. You know what I mean?
I've
But
never
then
seen a
I
score-
smoke a lot of weed, so
I've never seen a
I don't
score like
know.
that in baseball. I've
That
never.
happened. There was one.
it happens often, but not like.
There was a game. I think it was 30-3,
type
and that was recent.
Oh yeah.
30-3.
Yeah.
And what makes it
happens.
worse? What makes it worse is that there's nobody in the stadium, so it's just you and that team, and they're just smacking you. And all you hear, you don't even hear the
Poster
crowd, huh?
Faces on a fucking poster staring at you.
Yeah, for real.
And all you hear is just and then just like, and they can't even celebrate too. They gotta like wave their hands in the air and shit like that.
They celebrate.
That's a celebration day,
No.
but they can't like clapping. That's what I saw the Giants do. That shit's hilarious.
I don't know, man. Like sometimes they go into full out like
Yeah.
celebrate, NBA celebration or NBA handshake celebration
Yeah.
and shit. But sometimes it just,
Yeah,
show deuce.
Well, it looks like baseball's. I guess they calmed down. They kind of took it serious now because I haven't heard no other COVID cases happening besides the A's, I think. But other than that, basketball. What's it called? Football starting in 2 weeks. I don't know how to feel about it because there's no preseason. There was no preseason, and I'm like, oh shit. So now they gotta training camp. They really have to know who they're picking because they can't go out and fucking play and shit against other teams.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that it kind of bugs me about not having any preseason at all is that you can't even
Evaluate.
you can't evaluate your team in the game situation, right? But then also you can't see tape from the other 31 teams to evaluate who you could possibly bring in.
Yeah.
Like that shit's out the fucking window. So I mean, to me, that's just fucking weird.
Yeah,
man.
no, I realized it was getting closer because again, I have one of my dynasty leagues, so I was hitting the guys up like, all right, I'm down to do it just that way so I can get my picks and then I can take them. I'm down for it, but you guys gotta let me know what's going on. And then the more and more I thought about it, I was like, I mean, the way the season could go, there's a possibility. All right, then now might be a good time to actually start my other dynasty league. Just that way so we could get the players and then kind of whatever happens this year happens this year, but going into next year we're set. We don't have to do the fucking 30-player draft. It's already done.
Right.
So then I was like, all right, let me just go ahead and so I backed off the fantasy take I had a while ago, and I was like, let me just do it, but more so to just get it done now versus waiting for everything and then you lose a year.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, shit, it's 2 weeks away. This weekend this weekend would have been the final preseason game.
Yeah, it really would have.
And then you go on to next week. And
Trip, man.
yeah.
Just the way everything's playing out. You know what I mean?
At least if they would have had at least 2 preseason games in empty stadiums, every team had to be in an empty stadium or I don't know, maybe a practice facility. I don't know. Shit.
There's college football teams starting this weekend. I know that because MTSU was one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna look.
Yeah, it's gonna look interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I can look at that, because them Southerners, they want their fucking college football. But, you know, if y'all would have stayed in the fucking house and wore your mask, you probably would have gotten it the right way.
But no.
That's the part that just confuses me. It was like, if y'all just would have told them, hey, you can play around with your college football if you want, but if you wear these, like, it'll kind of help us get to college football on the right
and
schedule.
you could probably,
process.
And
everybody will be here.
Yeah.
Like,
it may not be a packed stadium, but you can still be you'll probably be in the stadium. And
Nah, it would have been a packed stadium. Like,
I don't think it would have been packed.
well, whether it was or not, they would still be having these games.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
now, it's like you're not sure. It's up in the air. You know what I mean?
I mean, even that shit. Two of the leagues they back down. So we're not doing the fall sports right now.
Fucking whole ass, fucking Trump trying to convince the Pac-10 or the Pac-10 or Big 12 to
Big
start.
10.
Is it Big 10?
Yeah.
Trying to convince them to try to get the teams to start playing. The fucking teams are just like, no. Players is like, what the fuck, bro? Fuck you. No.
There's players that were already, and they already kind of got their evaluations for next season's draft. Mm-hmm. Shit, some of them are like, it ain't even worth it for me to go back to school. Let me leave now. And let me go sign with an agency. They can front me the money. So that way I have some cash to stay at home, train, eat, get all that stuff done. When I do get drafted, they get their 3% recoupment for everything.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll go from there. And I was like, that's fucking brilliant. Like,
fuck it.
That's
perfect sense
great.
to me.
That is
Shit.
great usage of your leverage. Round of applause to you.
Yeah.
For real.
For the most part, shit.
Because the only thing, when you're, especially if you're a first round prediction, but when you're a first round prediction, what do you have to lose? You have a good season, you're going to stay there. But if you fuck your shit up, you ain't first round no more.
Nah.
So why go risk it for...
Or get a damn virus and really fuck your body up. Like,
why risk your health for anything at this point when you can just train and you can go from there?
Yeah, nah, for sure.
Like, I mean, obviously, football without a year, I can understand the argument, but as long as you're staying in shape, that's 1 year that you're not taking contact on your body that year. Mm-hmm. So you're fresh and you're ready to go. Yeah. I think moving forward, that might be a trend that you see from college players. Where even when we get past the pandemic and we're able to go outside in 2024, where you see players that are just like, no, I'm good off my junior year. I can leave now. I can sign with an agency and we could go from there.
Should have been like
I just realized why he laughed and what you said. Like it didn't dawn on me right away. 2024, fuck.
Yeah.
Like shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, with that, they should have been doing that. Was there one college dude that went? I forgot his name. You probably know, JC. You got the fucking memory. He went to college and then after 1 or 2 years, he wanted to leave. And then there you go. Yeah, him. And then they got pissed at him because he wanted to leave. Now look at you.
But see, I mean, for all intents, Bosa did the same type deal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like he had like a minor injury, or not minor, ACL I think it was. Mm-hmm. But still, he didn't go back. He could have gone back to the fucking team, but he didn't.
Now
he
he's with us.
decided to train and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's not far-fetched.
Yeah,
like, that shit works.
You just might see it a lot more.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about it. When you leave, you're not tied to the NCAA's rules anymore, so you go get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that.
It's funny. It's what I'm saying. This whole pandemic really just showed how little power these little corporations have, man. Because now they're realizing they're losing power, especially the NCAA.
They have little power, but it's showing how much power is with the athletes.
The people.
It's showing. I would say this because I have seen. I've kind of changed my tune when it comes to the NCAA. It shows how much power the players in the NCAA could have.
Yeah. No,
but right now they don't. Right now they don't have anything because they don't even have a union.
Yeah.
So in retrospect, even when they're even when they're taking the stance of we want better facilities, this and that, the NCAA could very well turn like, all right, that's nice, but we need you guys to. And what can the players do besides not play? But that's not much of a leverage play. You know what I'm saying? There's to not play is like, okay, you're not going to play. Shit. That's not much of a leverage play in the sense of somebody that has power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In a sense, though, it kind of is because I mean, it works with the NBA as well.
That's their only play. That's why it's not much of a leverage play. It's their only play. That's all they have to back off on. Is what we won't play. The NBA had options. Like they could their demonstration before the national anthem. That's one of the options that they've been. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
They have multiple options. All the players have is just we're not going to play.
Yeah.
It's a leverage play, but that's their only play. So how much leverage do they really have if that's your only play to put? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but if that's your only play, fuck it.
No.
Yeah,
Again,
that's a great play.
Again,
you know what I mean?
Again, it's a
It's
great.
like, stop it.
It's a great play. It's a good play when it's implemented. But how much power do you really have if that's the only? You know what I'm saying? You could go different levels.
Like, you don't have like a step 1, step 2, step 3. You have this one thing, and that's the only thing you got.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm just like, bro, if that's the only one, you know what I mean? Like it'll work.
No, it obviously
will work.
It obviously,
Like, for sure.
it obviously will. I think we're saying the same things. What I'm saying is they don't have more options than that.
Yeah.
So in retrospect, in terms of the overall power, they still lack the overall power.
That's why the
Yeah,
XFL is gonna look. It's gonna be interesting when the XFL comes into play and shit. Whenever it decides to come back.
Yeah, and that's
It's gonna be interesting,
the
man.
XFL is going to be interesting because let's see what happens when it comes to the players in college.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they untouchable, or can they go get them, and then the XFL ends up becoming either an unofficial or an official minor league for the NFL? Mm-hmm. Because that could very well happen.
I felt like it should
That's
have
what,
been.
I thought
Yeah.
it was like, when it came back before COVID hit, man. It was looking like it, you know. But
It really was, especially when they were picking players already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to sign and shit.
yeah,
Like, hey.
it was looking like it. Yeah. So anyway, Verzuz, Monica versus Brandy. I watched it live. I know you didn't watch it, Martine.
Nah, I had better things to do, like make money.
I made money too. Then I still watched it. But
I was so I got the stocks and I still felt fatigued. So then I like passed out, and when I woke up it was 5:30, and I was like, oh shit, the Heat game started at 3:30. So I went there, and then right when the third quarter was ending, I was like, oh wait, the Verzuz is on right now, and I was like, well, I'm already here at the game. So.
Yeah,
well, shit.
oh well.
I was watching it live.
get
It
to
was,
that.
it was really great to see both Brandy and Monica. There was some tension in the beginning when I guess Monica said, what did she say? She was like, yeah, because back then I used to kick in doors and start punching bitches. And I guess Brandy kind of mentioned something about that time when Monica punched her or something
Before they went out to perform The Boy Is Mine.
at the VMAs. And yeah, Monica kind of looked at her and said some shit. Like, oh, and Brandy's like, I'm just playing. Da, 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 da. You know, but that was like the only small tension of it.
You know, I mean, I saw what people were saying on social media, and that's how I knew it was like. Don't get me wrong, just because I didn't tune in live, I appreciated the fact that it carried 1.2 million views.
Yeah, it was on Instagram. It was 1.2 million views for 3 hours.
Like I said, I was watching. I was able to watch the game because nobody was really talking about it on the timeline. They were all talking about the Verzuz.
We got two different timelines.
No. You completely missed what I just said.
What did you say?
I said I was able to watch the Heat game because nobody was talking about it on the timeline because they were on the Verzuz.
Yeah, my mistake.
Yeah, so because of that, I was like, okay. But then when I started seeing people were like, yeah, they really don't like each other, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's what we all kind of expected. But in going back and I watched the whole thing in its entirety, I was just like, you guys really don't know what it's like to when you put two people who are polar opposites of each other in the same. Like, you take that as shade, and it's not. Like, Brandy is really a quirky, borderline annoying type girl, and Monica's just very laid back and chill.
Yeah,
gangster.
So when they talk and they interact, yeah, I guess it could come off as shade, but I'm for the most part, I'm always the chill one, and I have a nice amount of wild hyper friends.
Oh yeah.
So I know what it's like to be in that room, and it's like it's not shade. Like they just them, I'm just me. We cool. Like let's go from there.
Brandy she's the type of person that plays too much, and if you don't understand it, you get really annoyed by it.
Yeah, I she's borderline annoying.
Yeah,
no, that's what I'm saying.
She is.
I get it.
Like even watching it, I was kind of like, if I was like, damn, I can understand why Monica gave her some of the she'd be giving her looks and shit. But it was cool. Whole battle was cool. I felt Monica won for me. I felt she won. You know, everyone else felt Brandy, but I think the songs were hitting a little bit more on Monica's side. And Brandy, she's great. Don't get me wrong, but shit, that's just me.
Yeah, but like I just saw that, and so when I was watching that, I was like, all right, well, no, this actually was a pretty good interaction between them during this time. Like I liked the setup they had. the battle itself was good for me, except for a couple rounds where I was like, you guys really dove out from the music that everybody knows, and you opted for really, really recent music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was just on Brandy's. That was on Monica's side.
Monica dropped a song that dropped in the last 4 years.
I know, but it wasn't part of the what's it called? Well, yeah, she did, but that shit not.
Yeah, but still, like, I didn't know she did a song with Rick Ross.
That was in 2012. I didn't know that shit either. That shit not.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, she opted for the like, that's fairly recent. It's more recent in comparison to what she dropped in 2003. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would have and I know they did drop the album cuts. So I'm not saying they didn't, but I would have thought they kind of would have, like, 2010 for them would have been that, like, cutoff. And like Brandy used one of her songs from her album that just dropped like 3 weeks ago.
Hey man, this is promotion.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I mean, at that point, bro.
I mean, I get it, but
she was a heavy favorite.
And Monica even said flat out, man, like, I have a new song out, and this is my way of just playing it with her and Lil Baby.
I get it, but that was cool to me because that wasn't that was intermission.
Intermission.
I was like, if Brandy played the song from 3 weeks ago in intermission, I wouldn't care. But she used it in a round, and it's like, I don't know if a lot of people know you dropped an album.
Oh,
recently.
They know. Oh, they knew. Trust me, they knew.
Brandy fans knew.
No, my whole time, everybody knew she dropped an album. They knew.
Okay, I'm talking about outside the timeline. Like, I'm
but everyone watching this shit, 1.2 million people, they know Brandy dropped an album.
Fam, I'm just giving you the bigger.
I'm giving you 1.2 million people. That's a lot of people.
Well, I'm telling you, out of that 1.2 million, not everybody knew she dropped music. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well.
Like, that's crazy. 1.2 people know that she dropped 2 weeks ago. Like, there's people that barely found out that the Verzuz was going on this week. I know that because I saw that and I was like, damn, they kind of announced this shit. They gave you time to know about this.
Yeah, seriously.
So there was some nigga on Twitter that said, like, man, if y'all watching this Verzuz, y'all sus as fuck. And I'm like, okay.
Sus?
Yeah. And I was like, really?
How?
I don't know. That's why I was like,
niggas say you're sus if you wipe your ass. So I don't give a fuck.
I was kind of like, okay, so I guess you never got bitches in your life. Okay. Monica.
You ain't never played none of these songs for a woman?
Come on, Full Moon was fire, dog.
Kidding me?
Sitting up in my room, fucking, what's Monica? Is it One of Them Days? Come on, bro. Come on, don't take it personal, bro. No pun intended. Anyway, yeah, 1.2 million people watched that shit on IG Live for like fucking 3 hours, bro. Like, for 3 straight, that's a new record. 2 black women did that shit. And then even when they took the little intermission, it did go back down to like 800,000 or whatever. But when they came back, it said 1.2 million people. I was like, wow, for 3 straight. That's just on IG. Who knows how many people are watching on Apple Music and shit?
Nah, for real.
Yeah.
So yeah, they broke records. They said they had more ratings. More people were watching that shit than the fucking VMAs, which was like the day before. Shit.
I'm not surprised.
I was gonna say, I don't think anybody was watching the VMAs.
Well, not only for sure that. But then the other situation is, when was the last time you saw these two together in the first place?
Yeah, it's gonna be the first.
So that in itself that's reason enough alone to even tune in.
Yeah, Brandy and Monica, it was like a once in a lifetime type of shit. Cause you never know when they're ever gonna do a song together again, or if they ever will. Because the last thing she said is like, "Oh yeah, we're a group," and Monica was like, "Nah, we're not a group." And then the last song that was played on Brandy's side was fucking The Boy Is Mine. She was kind of saying like, yeah, this is my song. I wrote it. So it's my song. I was like, man, you petty as fuck. Fuck it, it's your song.
I mean, did Monica play it at all?
No.
She didn't get the opportunity to.
I mean,
it was, but to be fair, it was a bonus round song. It wasn't.
No, that was the last. That was
it was a bonus round because it was round 21. And they stopped at 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just petty. It was just petty.
No, yeah,
it was a little bit petty.
Like, just off of because it was petty, I gave the point to Monica. But then again, Angel of Mine, I'm gonna take Angel of Mine over The Boy Is Mine. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Fam, I am not singing The Boy Is Mine. Yeah. I do not want a boy.
Hey, say The Girl's Mine. Just replace it with The Girl's Mine.
That's fine, but Angel of Mine Angel. I have connection with that. That's easy.
Right.
Well, I like The Girl's Mind or The Boy's Mind. The record, it's crazy how Monica called her album The Boy's Mind, and this was the record that fucking Brandy wrote. That's how the little beef started. Yeah, egos, women. Anyway, that was a good Verzuz. And
yeah, I had Brandy 11-9.
Mine was 11-9 Monica. Yeah. So
I had Monica opened up.
You're like, I don't know.
Like,
Monica opened up nice for me with the first 2 rounds. I had it 2 of Monica. And then Brandy played Full Moon, and I was like, oh.
What did Monica play after that?
That's
So Gone.
Oh, so what? You played... I played So Gone.
Nah.
I like Full Moon. I like Full Moon, but So Gone's fire.
Full Moon.
I see, once again, this goes back to what I've been saying, man. When you put song against song, to me, it's easily Full Moon.
Yeah.
Easily, because her vocalization is...
Oh, I know.
Vocalization.
I know.
Shit,
but
bro.
So Gone's fire, man.
But I would have to have seen the way it fucking played out. You know, and that to me, that's the difference.
Well, because you're big on visuals.
Yeah,
you would have went
not
with
even necessarily the visuals, but the presentation.
no. That's
of
what
that,
no.
you know what I
But that's
mean?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The presentation and the visual of this Verzuz.
Right.
You would have went with Full Moon because of
okay.
how it was presented.
Oh, yeah, Brandy was
Brandy
really
came into it like she hyped it. She was ready for it.
Oh, okay.
And the drop, and then Monica. Not to say she was lackluster in dropping So Gone, but you could tell it was a night and day presentation of it.
Okay.
And then the way Brandy introduced "I Want to Be Down," she told the story of when she met
shit.
Pac, and
damn.
and how she was so again awkward girl, and she sees him and the first thing comes out of her mind is West Side, Pac, West Side, and so then she's like, yeah, like who says that? And she goes, but then he name dropped me later. And I want to play that part. And then she played me and my girlfriend 17 like Brandy, you just want to be down. You just want to be down. And then I want to be down dropped.
Yeah. There was nothing beating that one. There was nothing beating that.
Yeah.
See, that one was...
But that's one of them ones that, for her, that's unbeatable.
No.
I don't give a fuck who plays what.
Not only is it unbeatable,
Like-
not only is it unbeatable, but when you play Pac's shout out leading into that, you're not touching it. Like, you can't. So like I said, I had Monica the first two. It was pretty much back and forth for a little while after that, but for me on my card, Brandy took over towards the end.
Shit, mine, it was just Monica all throughout. Like, it was just like, to me, I was just like, Monica. I was like, God damn, Brandy, come on. And then there was a part where they played the Moesha theme song, and Monica tried to get Brandy to sing the Moesha theme song, and she was like, nah, I'm only singing she kind of lightly sang the lyrics, and then she was like, nah, I ain't gonna help these white men get this money, because I guess it's copyrighted, and she doesn't want to pay them and shit. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, that was a good Verzuz, man. I don't know what they're gonna do next. It's like, I don't know who's next. I mean, Timbaland and Swizz Beatz keeps hinting that there's gonna be another big one, so... I
like them to go back to the producer or songwriter.
We all been saying that.
Yeah, nah, it's gotta go back to.
And again, after every Verzuz, they keep bringing up Chris Brown and Usher. So at this point, these niggas just need to fucking do it now, so people shut up about it. It's like getting annoying now. It's like, dude, it's fuck it, just do it.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Just deal with
it.
You give too much.
No, because
you give too much life to people talking about it.
Like, I see it. I don't say it. I see it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You give too much life to it when you're like, now it's bothering you. So
no, it's not bothering. It's kind of just like, just do it now.
But you've gotten to that point because it touches something for you.
Not really.
Like for me, they keep bringing it up. I'm like, whatever. You get to it. I just know one thing. Nobody saying Candyland.
No one's gonna say fucking New Edition, nigga. Shit.
I will say that though, bro. I'll be honest with you. You can say that every week. Whatever. I got no issue with it. It don't bother me none.
Yeah, no.
But bruh, the shit is not gonna happen. No one's gonna say it.
No one's ever going to say New Edition.
You're confusing me for somebody wanting to say it.
Oh, okay.
I'm putting it out there. Yeah, nobody's gonna say it.
Nah,
they're never going to.
Exactly. So I'm going to keep reminding people. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Somebody brought up Boyz II Men, and I was like, nah, they don't want to do that, bro. Don't do that to Boyz II Men.
Boyz II Men versus who?
New Edition.
Oh hell nah.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty
Hell nah.
See, people keep bringing them up in scenarios, and I'm like, no, you don't want to do it. That's why I have to keep reminding people. Just because the fans say that they should be in it does, like, these artists know what's up.
Niggas are trying to put Frank Ocean versus fucking what's his name, Brett Fires.
Wait, what?
You heard me.
All right, I did see. I did see a really good one though, where I was like, "Ooh, that one would be nice if you were able to get that." Was that Tony versus Mint Condition?
Ooh,
that would be a nice one. I would like to see that.
Oakland stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, feel me?
Nah, really though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they filmed the shit at Tyler Perry Studios. Like that's where they did the Brandy Monica shit at Tyler Perry Studios. Speaking of that nigga Tyler
Glad
Perry.
they kept the hair pieces away.
Speaking of Tyler Perry, that nigga's a fucking billionaire now. Round of applause for that homeless capitalist man. Former homeless man.
Worth $1 billion, still can't get a proper lace front.
Worth
on
$1 billion
set for nothing.
Or for billions, still making trash ass fucking movies for Netflix.
Trash ass movies is that's fine. Like I get it, but I mean, you worth $1 billion. You can't even get a lace front.
I was gonna say something stupid. Never mind.
Like, come on, man.
No, you might as well say it. Might as well
I
just
was
say
gonna
it.
say that's how he started off, right? Making trash ass movies. Oh, sorry, Medea.
Yeah, I mean, man, everyone saw it, man. Number one fucking black urban movie.
Yeah, the movies themselves.
The
movies themselves is whatever because we know that's what he's gonna produce, so that don't bother me. But it's like, fam, you got all this money. Go get some good hair to put on these actors and actresses. That's all. That's all. You can make the most shitty movies you want. Like, that don't bother me, but at least make your actors and actresses look presentable. That's all.
Well, shit. When it comes to music, I have a theory about something. Busby got a theory.
Shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so the charts came out last week, and I saw Drake. I was thinking that Drake probably will get number one for Laugh Not Cry Later because first he came in when the shit dropped. He came in at number 2 because Wet Ass Pussy is number 1, which is still wild to think about. That in 2020 we have a song called Wet Ass Pussy as the number 1 song in the country.
It's not far-fetched.
It's just funny to me. It's just funny. Anyway, so I saw that and I'm thinking, oh, Drake's at number 2. And I was like, okay, well, maybe he'll get it next week. So then that's to my unbeknownst. That Korean pop group dropped a record, BTS. You heard them niggas, right? Yeah. They dropped their new single called Dynamite, and it's their first single in full English. And I was like,
that's on number 1.
Oh, it went number 1.
It took that shit, bro.
It took that shit like that.
Knocked Taylor Swift way the fuck out of here.
No, not Taylor Swift. No, it was a single.
As soon as you said BTS in English, I was like, yeah, that's number
that shit went number 1 instantly and knocked out and took Drake to number 3.
Oh, that's right. He had number 1. My fault.
Yeah, it took Drake to number 3 and it put WAP at 2, and they were like dominant at number 1. And I was like,
yeah, it's not even close right now.
Yeah, so I was looking at that shit like, that's interesting. So I was just curious, and I was like, let me go look at this video and shit. I was just curious about it. I watched the video without looking at the views, and it's a catchy tune. Very, very catchy. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked at the views, and it said at that point, like it could be more now, it said 176 million views in less than 2 weeks. That shit is wild to me. I was like, what the
K-pop, man.
They're international. Like, it's not just Koreans. It's all over the world.
Oh, yeah, but Korea's their home base.
I know.
They're not going to let it go to waste.
World, Craig.
All over the world, Craig. Out here in America. They were supposed to tour out here in America and shit. And they were selling them bitches out over there. Right? So I was just, like, thinking about it. And then I was looking at Drake. And I was looking at how this is like his first, like, single that did not go number 1. And I was just like, and I was thinking to myself, like, I don't think his album's gonna go number 1. Like, it was like a feeling. I was thinking about it. So then I was looking at BTS and I thought to myself, he needs to watch them niggas. So I talked to one of my Asian homegirls because she's like a BTS fan, and I asked her like, yo, does BTS have an album dropping this year? And she was like, yeah, in October. Like, supposedly they're dropping in October. And Drake is supposedly dropping in October too. So I was
this month.
Huh?
I thought it was this month.
No, supposedly it's October. Supposedly. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, Drake needs to watch them niggas. Because I was
I'm sure the labels have already talked with
shit,
BTS and all that,
man.
Sure. Well, you gotta remember
I am thinking out loud. I'm thinking right now.
No, you have every right to. But you gotta remember, labels are behind both, and money and investments are behind both. And a label owner is not gonna send one of his artists to go try to drop the same day that an international.
I won't say the same day. I'm looking at like I can see BTS dropping first, and then Drake not dropping the next week, and then when the first week numbers come back, Drake can still be at number 2. And
but that's what I'm
BTS
saying. I think the whoever's operating the album for Drake at Republic, they would find a way to get him to drop first. I think that like you're
I
not
hope
gonna,
so. I could be wrong, but
they're
I
not
have this
gonna play with
gut
that.
feeling. I have this gut feeling. I don't think he can go number 1 this year.
But see, that's the thing. If it does happen, I'm not going to put that on him. I would put that on the labels. That would be a label situation.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
I'm not expecting that I expect a classic album from Drake. But what I'm saying is he could drop a classic album and that's widely reviewed, and it's still not going to sell in comparison like that. That would be a label problem.
What my gut is telling me, because I have a big gut, people. I just have this gut feeling that album's going to be mid, and it's going to come in at number 2. It's just this feeling, and it's the same feeling I got when I saw NF's ass. Pause.
Oh, you saw NF's ass?
Pause, nigga.
The fuck?
When I saw NF, when I discovered NF and I saw the shit coming, I just said,
You saw NF's ass. Did you say MF?
Motherfucker.
Hey, he got it. There you go. The bell guy got it.
Anyway, like I said, like I just have this feeling, like I was like I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's just feeling. I have this feeling Drake gonna come in at a strong number 2. If he goes number 1, I'll be like whatever. But that's just my theory.
I mean, that's how slander usually goes.
Yeah.
And trolling goes. When you're right, you go out and you're like, yeah, I told you so. But then when it doesn't happen, it's like, oh well, whatever. It's all right. It didn't happen.
If I'm right, I'll be shocked if I'm right. Let's put it this way.
If that turns out to be correct, where Drake ends up somehow getting number 2, I will laugh.
I know you will.
I mean, you'll laugh for whatever reason, but
I was waiting for that.
For me, if it's a result of BTS, for me that's the label's fault. Like that.
What if Drake just says like, nah, I still want to go because Drake is the label. He is Republic. he is the
but
public.
he's also calculated and he's smart too.
You think?
Like
I thought he was smart with Pusher.
Well, his rapping.
I'm just saying.
His rapper ego got in the way.
His ego could get in the way on this.
I don't. His business ego kind of is a little. I give him more credit behind the scenes.
I hope so too. Because if he goes
rap ego and businessman ego are two different egos. Like rap ego, if you know. It's more confrontational. Businessman ego is you're gonna stay behind the scenes anyways.
It would be low key funny to me if BTS, just hypothetically speaking, if it happens that BTS was the biggest pop star because they call Drake a pop star, and he can't even. Because then I went and looked at his numbers for the YouTube numbers for Laugh Now Cry Later. That shit only had 8 million views.
As compared to 176
6 million.
Yeah, but it's a K-pop group. Like,
I know that.
But everyone calls Drake a fucking pop star.
And he is.
Well, he is.
Yeah, he is.
No, there's no doubt about that.
But there's levels to this.
But yeah, I was about to say he's not He's not as internationally revered as.
But I mean, you could
somebody
and
like
K-pop. And let me put
BTS.
another fact to you: like Drake fans do not buy his shit; they just stream it. K-pop fans will buy. They off pure sales, they will buy that shit. They will.
Yeah, and that plays a huge fucking part.
Just ask Chance, like with the whole NF shit.
Yeah.
And again, this isn't saying that they're not international. But there is something to be said when groups that originate from Asian countries,
They're the first Asian country. They're the first.
When they get big, like it's connecting everywhere else.
No, the thing is,
Like,
it comes out of Asia. Right?
they're the first Asian group, like Asian artist period, to get the #1 song on Billboard ever. I looked at that shit. I was like, ever?
Well, I just say that because you know
I was thinking of Yao Ming, for example.
Yeah, that's I'm not even thinking about just the music. I'm talking about the overall.
Oh yeah, movies, like, all that shit.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
off, bro, like
you could
when it takes off,
it's off.
It's fucking in a whole nother atmosphere, dog, stratosphere, all that bullshit.
So that's mainly what my counter argument for yours. It's not that you could be wrong or anything like that. To me, if that does happen, it's less to do about Drake versus less to do with
the population of Asia.
Yeah, like
I'm just saying. No,
I'm just saying Asia, bro. Because I'm not saying China, but I'm saying Asia,
right?
Or Korea,
because
South Korea.
There is a whole lot of people in those countries, dog. Like, real
but
shit.
they literally are international. They're literally war. They're not. It's not just China or Asia. They're literally international. Like it's really like on that type of level. So it's like. Sure. So that's what I'm looking at. Like I'm saying, like this is gut feeling. Same gut feeling I had when I saw NF. It's like they're gonna probably ruin somebody's rollout. So if it happens, it happens. Anyway, power.
Give me a hell yeah. Give me what I want.
Yep, baby. It's a big rich town. The sequel, Ghost.
It's a big rich town. The sequel. That's the title too.
Book 2.
The second book.
The second book. Book Dose with the Tariq Chronicles.
The Book of Tariq.
The Book of Tariq. Hey, that's a ding. Shit, 50 was doing interviews and shit like that. I don't know if you saw like a clip, but he said he low key kind of regrets it. He low key just wants to move past the G Unit, and he kind of
wait. What?
Yeah, he said it.
Hasn't he already
Like he doesn't want to mention them no more. Like he doesn't want to talk about them.
Oh, so that's not part of his past. All right, for sure.
I guess.
Whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't just.
I mean, it's not like when
Not part
like,
of his past. I'm not saying it's part of his past, but he was just kind of just like he just kind of just over him. He's just kind of over the whole G-Unit shit. Period.
Okay, well, I mean, it's not like when the show ends that we don't see G-Unit films.
I'm taking. He's mostly talking about the group.
That's on there.
Yeah.
That's his production.
Idea.
That's
It's his production.
idea.
He's mostly probably.
no
I think he's
idea.
talking more of the group because he's making G-Unit be like
okay.
it's.
But still, I mean, that's the thing though, dog. Like JC mentioned, if it says G-Unit Films, what is that going to be the first? Like, what when you see G-Unit, what's the first thing you think of?
I mean, logically, yeah, it's 50
You know what I'm
Cent.
Exactly, logically, bro. I mean, he's illogical as fuck. We know that. 50 Cent is one illogical motherfucker.
No,
dog.
he thinks logically in his own mind.
Yeah.
I like
That's
to.
it.
You know, he said.
And that's it.
He says flat out, "I'd like to forget the G-Unit." That's the quote from it.
I mean, he's on a good start. He's got shows on different networks. So.
Yeah, he's moved past music. He's,
I mean, I guess
he's beyond the
the
shit.
show with T.I. that was supposed to be on Fox, they found a home at CBS. Mm-hmm. Like, that show was supposed to be on Fox.
Yeah, it was.
And now it's everything's set for CBS.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. So remember, he's got the ABC show. Now you got CBS. So that's another one on the major network. Mm-hmm. And then he's got the joint with the whole Power franchise on Stars.
And then he's probably gonna make that BMS shit be on FX.
Yeah, he's in it. I saw he was trying for FX or HBO with that one. Mm-hmm. So
Really?
Yeah. I got to give it to him. He's made. It's not even so much that I mean, we know 50's a hustler, so we know he's gonna go get it.
Exactly.
I'm more so giving him his props on his entire career has been based on street stories.
Yep.
Like, literally, think about it.
True.
These shows are based on stories from the streets.
Yeah.
So his music career obviously was as autobiographical, was an autobiography, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And even if it wasn't, he's still telling stories of where he comes from.
Right.
But then to transition that and say, okay, now I'm gonna take the influence that I had in my personal life, whether it was personally me or people around me, and now we're gonna put it in front of cameras,
Right.
and we're gonna make this a franchise, and we're gonna have different chapters of this franchise. Oh, and then on top of that, I'm going to take another story and make it more acceptable for mainstream media to digest, which was For Life,
Yeah.
the ABC show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same street story, but it's not as shoot 'em up as Power. It's more of an intellectual type street story.
Right.
And then he takes the show that's going to have T.I. with the first Hip Hop Cop. And only God knows how that's gonna turn. Like that might be the perfect balance between Power and For Life. But just that again,
I get what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
he's made an empire off of street stories, and he hasn't sacrificed the storytelling of those street stories. Like
he's literally beyond music.
I will say the best part of what you just said, him, bringing up street stories, is that he's actually from there. You know what I mean? Like if he was somebody from the outside. You know what I mean? Like a spoon-fed motherfucker that I can't rock with that. You know what I mean? Knowing who 50 is, like that shit makes all the sense in the world.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, well, shout out to 50.
But Power Book 2. Boy, I can't wait when Tariq has to have a shootout and then he has to get out of there in time to take his midterm exam at 11:40 in the morning. and then he gets an A- on it. Woo, I can't wait, boy.
Boy, cannot wait.
Oh,
it's literally like
talking about his grades, bro.
Yeah.
It's literally the continuation of Power. It's like we didn't miss a step. We didn't miss nothing from it. So it's like, well, shit, it's still going. Show's still going. Like Ghost is dead, but it's still going.
So I'll speak for me. And I'll see how you feel about it after. I was already hyped about the show and seeing how Power ended and how it was going to transition.
Yeah.
I was already hyped for it. But then when I actually had time to really see the official trailer when it dropped and really sit down with it, and it was like, oh no, this is way too good. I mean, think about it, because everybody was like, well, why are we going to follow Tariq? Like, what's the point? But it's like, no, now he's doing this because he's got to fund to get his mom
Get
out.
his mom out of jail.
That's perfect.
It's like some Walter White shit. He's doing it for a good cause.
Yeah, like
He's trying to get it because the whole trailer you see him go up to Method Man, who's a lawyer, and Method Man just said flat out $500K, and I help you. And Tariq is literally selling dope within the campus to try to raise $500K. He gets Mary J. Blige, who I guess he's a kingpin or queenpin or whatever, to try to, get his mom out of jail.
Got that. You got TV Bobby Brown whooping niggas' asses and shit. I can't.
Bobby Brown.
I can't wait.
Fucking who else is in there? Fucking Tasha's still in jail, and she doesn't want to snitch on her son. The cop is still what's his name? Rax, not Rax. Sax. Yeah, Sax is still going after Tariq because he knows he set him up, so he's gonna try to get him. Yeah, it's literally Power without Ghost and Tommy. So.
Yeah, but it's a good story.
Yeah.
Like, again, everybody was like, well, why do we want to see Tariq? No, when I really had time to break down the trailer and, like, watch it a few times, it's like, no, wait a minute. This could last a few seasons. It's not even about lasting for one. It's like, this could potentially go 3 seasons at least if they do it right.
Yeah.
And by right, I mean, yeah, you could throw in all the Michael Bay explosions and shit. Like, that's fine. Like, we know,
for sure.
like, that's a part of the Power franchise, so that's cool now. Now that we understand how to watch Power, it's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I thought that was really, really, like, okay, they have an angle with it. And then Stars, I don't know if you saw, well, before I get into it, how do you feel now knowing that that's what the story is?
I knew that was going to be I felt like the ending of Power Book 1, I guess. I love the ending to it. I was like, that's a perfect ending. All right, I'm in. I'm in for Book 2. I was ready for whatever. Word to pot. I was ready for whatever. Let's see how this shit goes. I hated Tariq. You know me, people. Hated that little fucker.
Yes.
But then...
with a passion.
Oh, with a passion.
Every week.
And what I keep saying...
happy to hear this shit.
I know.
Over and over.
What I keep saying,
you're going to feel it.
What I keep saying, I said, yo, just let it play out and let's see how it goes. Because he could take over and take his own series.
Right.
And everybody gets him, no, nobody wants to see it, nobody wants to see it.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Well, here we are now. Yeah, and I'm watching.
Where did that lead you?
Back to me. Well, right now, we have the game on right now because we purposely haven't been talking about basketball.
So
what?
I don't know if you saw Stars officially bought Chapter 3 or Book 3. Tommy's.
Oh, I knew it was going to be on Stars.
But they officially bought it. They're ready to go whenever Hollywood opens.
Oh, okay.
They're ready to start filming.
That's not even Chapter 3. Isn't that like Book 4?
It's Book 3.
No, Book 3 was supposed to be fucking...
It was supposed to be Kanan, but they're labeling this one Book 3 now. So I was like, all right, I guess.
But, whatever.
They might have just go.
They might have flipped the stories. Like, they might have just switched the books, which is fine.
Because I remember the teaser trailer.
I know. But when I saw it, it was like Book 3, Tommy's story, and I was like, oh.
But it was...
all right.
I don't see... See, right? Oh,
it's Power, man. They can do what they want.
Yeah. Courtney Kitt, man. She's the one pulling the strings, man. Shit. Anyway, you want to talk about Big Sean? Or you want to talk about this game?
Let's talk about Big Sean.
Anyway, because it's kind of getting spooky right now. But yeah, Big Sean released a track list for Detroit 2.
Give me a hell yeah!
How you say that?
2.
There you go.
Number 2.
It's funny because I went and re-listened to fucking Detroit, even though I have it on my laptop and I don't have it on my phone. So I was just like, "Where is this shit?" And I went on Tidal, and there it was.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening.
Went and re-listened to it. Aged pretty well. Still aged well.
Oh, Detroit's a classic.
Yeah,
Easy.
still crazy. I was like, "Damn, you make this a mixtape, not an album." Then you released Hall of Fame.
Def Jam.
I know you blame Def Jam. You blame Def Jam for everything.
Because it's Def Jam's fault.
You blame Def Jam because Def Jam is usually at fault.
Oh!
Oh, we're playing Houston.
All right. Hey, Super Dave, you just said let's go Rockets. Good job. Now y'all gonna get whooped in the next round. Hey, no Lakers.
Oh wow, that was from fucking Harden. He's
playing dodgeball.
They gonna have to. Nobody can say anything about Harden's defense tonight.
Harden saved the game. Well, he still got 0.5 seconds. Anything could fucking happen. Yeah, we live, people. It's not much. Harden saved the day. I'm about to tweet that right now. Not Westbrook.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Chris Paul missed I don't know if you guys saw it. He missed like a 7-foot jump shot.
They said he had a triple-double.
Like, bro.
They were saying he had a triple-double tonight. Fucking Chris Paul, oldest one ever to get a triple-double.
Good for him, but
he about to go. Didn't someone say what's his name? Who's the commissioner?
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver should have everyone's bags at the fucking sideline for Game 7.
Yeah. Dude, that should have happened. Like,
roll everyone's bags out. Like champagne, just roll the bags out.
Yeah. Instead of having champagne in the locker room, put the bags right outside the door.
At the bus waiting.
Yep. Don't even get to sleep in the hotel.
Yeah, nah, you
gotta
gone. That's it.
Oh, so he tried to hit hard so he could get the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. They can't say anything about Harden. He blocked the shot and he played defense again by not.
What?
Oh, man,
shit! Chris Paul tried it. Chris Paul tried everything he can, man.
That's a superstar play.
Yeah, it was.
He played defense twice.
Now you got to go
Blocked
again.
the shot, then he had to defend himself. He had the ball bounced off.
Speaking of Batman,
It's Bane.
Yeah.
You don't even know what the fuck he's saying.
Shit.
Oh, they got 1.6 seconds left. We might as well just live tweet this.
Yeah, fuck it. We're
live. We're going to Big Sean in a bit.
live. Big Sean can wait 1.6 seconds, man.
Nah, because they gonna do that timeout shit and all that.
Yeah, you're right. Back to Big Sean.
Yeah, 1.1.
And go.
Big Sean. Yeah, so he released a track list for his album. It's going to be 20 tracks. Was it say 21? 21 tracks. At first I was just like, then I realized 3 of them are the fucking, what's it called?
Like stories.
The interludes and shit.
Yeah.
You got stories by Dave Chappelle, Erykah Badu, and Stevie Wonder.
Oh, the Erykah Badu was a fucking story one?
Yeah.
Story.
Damn it. I wanted the song like that when I saw Erykah. I didn't pay attention to it. I saw
the
Erykah
features,
Badu.
yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit, that's gonna be fucking dope."
Well,
And
joke's
then,
on you.
No.
It's just her talking, praising
Womp,
Big Sean. Yeah, I mean, he's already released like snippets of this track with him and Lil Wayne. He released "Harder Than My Demons." He did a video for that shit. He released a single with him and Jana Alco. But looking at the features, that motherfucker got Post Malone. He got Ty Dolla $ign.
We need some dings.
That motherfucker got who else? Young Thug and Hit Boy. Got Travis Scott. Got Wale.
Skip all that because we're going to bring up those by next week and everybody's seen it. This nigga brought back 2088.
Yeah, Jana Alco's like on 2.
No. It's Janae Aiko that's Janae Aiko
with Ty Dolla $ign.
Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
There is a 2088 song like that is.
That was a 2088 song. I decided.
I know.
Yeah.
You're.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm saying
exactly
that there's a 2088 song here ready to go. That's where my attention's at. I need that one.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Yeah. That one is. I think it's perfectly placed. If I'm going off of not knowing nothing, just the track list.
Track 14.
I think it's perfectly placed because the track before that features Key Wayne and Diddy. And then going into the next one is the story interlude by Erykah Badu. Mm-hmm. So you put that in between there. I'm expecting something with that one.
And then track 19 was probably going to be the main big posse cut of this shit.
Oh my god, I can't wait to hear that.
Motherfucker got T Grizzly, Cash Doll, Cass Kid, Payroll, 42 Dog, Brody James, Drago,
42 Doug,
yeah. Sonda Baby, and The Bad Meets Evil, meaning Royce the 5'9" and Eminem. So I expect that song to go 10 minutes. I expect that song to go 10 minutes because the last 5 minutes is Eminem just, Okay, like someone's soul gonna get taken? Nope. It's 2 seconds left.
2 seconds? How did that happen?
How did that happen? Well, we have the sound off.
What the fuck is going on, man?
What's going on, caffeine?
I don't know, but if they play it right, there's a possibility for overtime.
Yeah.
Because they had the foul to give. Mm-hmm. So they're going to try to foul him again. Even if they hit 2 free throws, OKC still has 2 timeouts.
I feel really bad for Big Sean because this guy never gets the shine that he deserves. And we over here in the middle of a fucking
Game-demic.
Game 7.
Game 7-demic.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all the features. This dude has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 features out of 21. Shit.
Yeah, but you got to put that in context too.
Yeah, I know.
There's one posse cut, so half of the features are on one song.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, that posse cut, man, there's a few reasons why I like it, right? Or just on paper,
all Detroit artists
who's listed on there.
Michigan.
Yeah, that's one. They're all Detroit artists, and it feels like he's bridging the gap between the past, the present, and the future.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like it's just amazing to see when how do I put it? Like a prime artist from a certain city brings his whole city with him. Yeah, like, that shit is dope as fuck to me.
I think the last record that was like this was Detroit versus Everybody. Remember that one?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm Shady XV. That was the last time that happened. This one, he got all the young cats on here. What?
He missed the second free throw. Timeout.
Oh.
Fuck.
Now they don't even have to shoot a 3. They can just try to get a 2 and tie it, go to overtime. Or they can shoot 3.
Yeah, we are live, people.
Commercial.
And we go to commercial. But yeah, this looks promising. Big Sean really worked his ass off, and the way he is pushing these records out, like he's been dropping snippet short videos of the album and shit like that. And I'm just like, okay, he just released a Jada Alcon one. He released a video for Darker Than My Demons. Dawn Life, the one featuring Lil Wayne, that's the one that has the Michael Jackson sample on there for Human Nature.
Really? Mm-hmm. I don't think I heard it.
Yeah, well, good. Just wait till the album drops.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I've been trying to do anyways.
What?
Vince Staples tweeted out, "This shit look like Coach Carter."
Which what?
Oh my god.
Kind of does. This does.
Dramatic as fuck at the very end and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Vince Staples.
Shout out Vince Staples, man.
This does feel it. This can either go. So, and whose ball is it now?
It's OKC's.
OKC.
Oh shit! Is Chris Paul gonna do it?
Oh, dude,
I think they give it to Gallinari.
You think so?
Gallinari's their shooter. I don't think he gives it to Chris Paul in this situation.
I don't know, man.
Well,
I want the ball in the best player players.
we thought that for Game 6.
Chris Paul's their best point guard, but their best scoring option is Gallinari.
Watch Westbrook's foul him or some shit.
I'll be laughing if Steve Adams gets it and just fucking dunks the shit out of it.
Probably hilarious because they got no center. Because
1.1
doesn't have a center. They got PJ Tucker guarding him.
Oh, this is man. There's no crowd. There's no nothing. You just play basketball.
Man, niggas told me a crowd was gonna be a problem in this situation.
Woo, boy.
All eyes still on. They take timeout. Yeah.
Timeout.
Oh my god.
God damn you!
It's strategy. I keep telling you guys. That's why we might as well finish this.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I am finished. So, yeah.
Like I said, I'm a track list. I'm good. I'm excited. I have big expectations for it.
Definitely.
My expectations isn't. I'm not gonna be unfair and say you better deliver a classic or not. That's not what I'm saying by expectation. I just expect an artist who seems to be really at peace with himself for the first time in his life, or I wouldn't even say life, just in his career.
Yeah.
Being happy with everything around him. And I expect that to translate into quality music.
He finally figured that out now. First it was J. Cole that figured that out. He figured that out early after 2014.
Yeah.
You think Kendrick figured that out?
I think Kendrick knew going in.
Yeah, I would say that.
So it was Kendrick, Cole, and I think Big Sean figured that out. Wale still needs to figure that out.
We'll
he's
see
still
if he figured it out. You know what I mean?
Who?
Like, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
This is the project that will solidify that. You know what I mean? That says that I got this shit now.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Like when everything just clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Speaking of Kendrick Watch is in full effect. So, last week, one of my homeboys, shout out to Steven, I kind of said something about Drake. I forgot what I said, but he said something that I was like, "Oh yeah, the artist that you're really curious about, that you want more instead,
that you prefer." I remember that shit.
Yeah, the artist that you prefer shot his cover art recently, and he kind of has some inside sources. He didn't tell me much more than that, but yeah, he shot his cover art. Allegedly, I read other places that the album is done. And just recently, this past Monday, or just past Wednesday, there was a photo of Kendrick in LA on a payphone, and people are saying that that's him shooting his music video.
I mean, it has to be, because payphones don't even work anymore. They don't even exist.
I hope they sanitize that first.
Well, of course they did.
No, seriously.
I'm just thinking, well, shit, maybe Kendrick, his phone died, and he need to call a ride.
Somebody said you ain't even got to worry
it's
about
not connected to anything, so...
Somebody said you ain't even got to worry about that payphone having COVID, because that thing has been hit with diseases long before.
Oh, easy. Easy. During the 1-800 collect time.
Why is he shooting a free throw? What happened?
There's no sound.
God.
Wait, they fouled him?
Did they foul him on the inbound? That means he gets 2 shots and the ball.
I thought it was just a technical. If it's on the inbound, it's just a 1, and then
what happened, Captain?
Okay, it's one in the ball, right?
Yeah.
Well then,
this is getting interesting.
Gallinari at the free throw line.
And
nope.
Wow. Destiny.
Damn.
And he impounds the ball. Impound.
Yeah. Eric
okay.
Yeah.
He was holding on to him.
Okay.
Damn. And there's no crowd or
and
nothing.
This is why we don't watch games with no sound on.
Obviously. 1.1 seconds. Who are the Lakers going against? And they call timeout again. Okay, so yeah, Kendrick shot his cover art.
I want to know who the Lakers are gonna win. Fuck, man.
Who the Lakers are gonna beat?
Exactly.
I want to know who the Lakers are gonna win.
So they what? Game 1's be on Friday.
Yeah. We haven't played in a week.
Hey, I saw
What the
LeBron.
fuck do they have on the back? All right.
Hey.
Okay, see, y'all gotta go.
Hey, LeBron fucking.
I don't know what the fuck their shit says. I
it's
feel like
under-
Busby right now.
Busby, man, shut up.
Yeah, look, that's in fucking Australian probably, you know, or
Yes.
New Zealand-ish. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck it says.
English, motherfucker.
You know they've been doing that though, right? Like,
Nah, no. It's fucking around.
I was like, wait,
It's
been back for a long time, like-
Joke, man. Jesus.
Nah, but Kendrick is pretty much lurking. Album's coming soon, probably. But hey, watch it all. Watch BTS, Kendrick, and Drake drop on the same day. Hey, someone's like,
Oh shit! Overload.
oh, too much. Yeah, that ain't gonna
System
happen.
overload.
That ain't gonna happen.
yeah, that'd be a
Oh,
major
shit.
glitch.
That'll be a
Matrix
glitch
if that
in
happened.
the
Oh my
Matrix.
God.
Whole music world will just rip itself apart.
If that's what he's doing, that's good. Like, I'm glad he's in there. I've just reached the point when it comes to TDE, just I don't want to see the rollout. Just drop the music now. Like it I know we used to give them the credit that they rightfully deserved, which was it's a brand you can trust and do that.
Definitely.
After a while, it kind of runs its course.
Here we go. Pause that. And the ball is not impounded. Oh, it's over.
Game.
Blouses.
Pass it to Stevens.
Well,
That was fucking lame.
Oh, that was disrespectful by Russ.
what did he do?
Tapped him on the head.
He just tapped him on the shoulder like, yeah, that's why I left.
Now go against LeBron, nigga. Shit.
Lakers in 6 against the Rockets. That's what I'm calling.
Lakers in 6. I'm with it.
But as far as
TDE.
Kendrick TDE, like, yeah, they've done that, but it's gotten to the point now where TDE for anytime they get like, hey, when's music coming? They're like, we're working here, we're having meetings, this is that.
It's more punch talking.
Well, it was also Top Dog too. He was also announcing meetings and all that. Like, it doesn't matter at this point. It's like, all right, you kind of warn you're welcome out with that with me. Like, especially now. Again, for the past couple weeks I've been saying I'm getting drained. Like, I just want to get to the end of the year.
Yeah.
We're coming up towards the end of the year, so it's like, if you drop, cool. Like, I'm gonna listen to it, but it's gonna be a different experience for me when I gotta listen to a Kendrick album and I'm already fading out for the rest of the year. Like,
Right.
Kendrick will wake your ass up.
That's what I was about to say, dog.
Kendrick will wake your ass
Personally,
up.
Me, just me, right? I feel like if Kendrick does drop and I'm already tuned out, quote unquote tuned out and shit, that's gonna tune me right back in.
so then I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm drained.
I'm flipping
Like,
that switch. Like, all right, let's go.
I can tell you wholeheartedly right now, for me,
Yeah.
the only thing that would like literally get me back up is if Kobe walks through a door and it's like, okay, like that's literally the only thing that can bring me back up.
R.I.P.
Yeah, so
See, Kendrick has that power to wake your soul up. He's done it before. I'll be kind of tuned out, and all of a sudden Kendrick could come out of nowhere and just, like Heart Part 4. He was quiet, and then he woke us the fuck up, and I'm like, okay. He has that power.
Yeah.
He has that I don't want to say it's when I feel like it. It's when I wake up.
Oh, he's got that power.
It's like when I'm ready.
He's got that power, but 2020 a different monster.
It is.
Like, it's a different monster.
I will give you that one.
Kendrick can adapt.
Because this year is just, we talked about it in the beginning of the fucking podcast. Like, it's
wild.
Again,
man,
I hate going back. I hate
more.
going back to Kobe as if he's the center of the universe. But again, we speak of how big Kendrick was, and 2020 took Kobe, who I think is the sun in comparison to Kendrick.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It took him. So
Kendrick dropped a really great tribute. There wasn't Kendrick, it was Nike, but it was the only bars we heard from Kendrick.
Shit.
Nigga was spitting his ass off, but not really spitting.
Was like
for his mother. What? That's what he was saying.
No.
Better father. And he said it for each of Kobe's kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reason why he was repeating himself. Let me, explain that to some people, Busby.
And I also took it as he did it 4 times, but I also believe that he did it because he himself is now a father. So for him, it connects and it hits different for him.
Hey, it could be that.
So
also.
I took it as double meaning.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
but yeah, man, we'll see.
You know, it's like again, if Kendrick drops, I'm not saying I'm not going to listen to it. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I get you.
What I'm saying is it's kind of like, all right, bro, like we're in the last quarter of the year. Like either you're gonna drop it or you're not. That's just where I'm at with it.
He hasn't said one word this whole year. That's like besides that Kobe shit. That was the first time he spoke. Was the Kobe shit?
No, it was his when he introduced his company.
No, but he didn't really like say shit though.
No, but he said shit
it
in the
was.
ad.
Like, wait, what?
That ad he dropped.
Oh
commercial.
yeah. I forgot about that
But
shit.
I'm like,
Yeah.
for anything, he hasn't even dropped a feature. Like that's what I'm
he
saying.
hasn't, like,
Last feature
done
was on.
shit.
I think the last feature was either Sir or was it Raphael Sadiq shit. The last time we heard him
Those
on
were the
some-
last two, if I remember.
Yeah, fuck.
Probably Sir.
Yeah, that was last year. His last rap verse.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, that's how quiet he was. Well, we'll see. Music did drop. No, actually, not really. Music kind of did, but it was like deluxe.
No, music
editions.
dropped, but it was more so. It was different strokes for different folks.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I just set up my playlist. That's pretty much all I did last Friday. I was just setting up my playlist because nothing really worthy I wanted to listen to. So
Let's see, what did I listen to?
I listened to JoJo's Deluxe Edition. The Deluxe!
Man.
Everybody dropping Deluxe Editions. I call them those Disc 2s.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, it's just
You know what
Disc
I mean?
2s.
Or like
she took off fucking
the session album.
She took off Tory Lanez off what's it called? The song she had him on.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean, you know, people are gonna choose and pick sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not, at this point, being that nothing's been like.
It's been almost 2 weeks and still he
Yeah, but
hasn't
you know what
been
I'm saying? Like,
charged.
exactly. It hasn't gone to court. Hasn't gone through all the systems.
Just
and
been
shit.
quiet.
It's, you know what? At this point, I'm sitting back. Whoever decides that, all right, you're going that way. You're going that way. Cool, whatever. I'm done with that shit. Mm-hmm. But as far as music though, let's see. Who did I listen? Oh yeah, Young Pinch. Remember I put out a what do you call it, a playlist with all of his music.
Oh, yeah,
He's from
yeah,
what do you call
yeah.
it, Huntington Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he put out a freaking EP and shit. I guess it's an album.
Whatever.
I don't know. It's 10 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was cool. It was exactly what I expect from him. Nothing, nothing out of the ordinary. Also, Young T.O. from SOBRBE put out an album. That shit was actually pretty smooth. I was fucking with it.
Okay.
I was fucking with that one. And lastly, De La Ghetto. It's a Latino artist, you know what I mean? So, Busby will not listen.
Nope.
No.
Busby will not listen, but dog, I'm telling you,
He spit that hot fire?
bro, this guy is something else because he kind of raps and he sings,
So he's an Arbery.
but in Spanish,
Ooh.
like at a high level too.
Ooh, so it's like a
joke, like,
Spanish
it's-
Arbery.
This motherfucker's tight, dog. Like I wouldn't call him Aubrey because he's actually from, a poor neighborhood and started from the bottom.
Now he's here?
Now he's here,
On your phone.
and exactly, and that shit is hard, bro. Like I fucked with it.
That's what's up.
What about you, JC?
I listened to Jaden's Cool Tape 3.
How was that?
I liked it. You gotta,
Gotta be in the mood?
for other people. For me, I can listen to this whenever. But in recognizing other people, what sound can I describe it as? Because that's one thing I like about Jaden with these cool tapes. He goes into different sounds for each one.
Is that like long intro again? Like
No. This one was more like I guess you could say alternative vibe. Like he had like that summertime beach alternative vibe.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's the perfect way to describe it.
Okay.
Where it's not going to be the hip hop sound that you're expecting if you're coming into it looking for that. But he is rapping. Like it's not like it's like but he's rapping, he's vocalizing.
It's just the instrumentation then. It's
But the instrumentation is really good.
Okay.
Justin Bieber's on the second track,
God!
Oh my god.
and then if you guys remember Rory, he's on towards the end of the project. I really like Cabin Fever. Now you were fucking up mine.
Oh, my bad.
James all night tonight.
Oh, my bad. You didn't say nothing.
You didn't feel it?
No.
It's kind of hard.
Pause. For the listeners.
On that note.
Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, so I like Cabin Fever. Rainbow Bap was another good one. And just overall, like I said, it's a nice project that it's Jaden. Like we're hearing, 10 years ago, if you asked me if I listened to Jay Smith, it's like, but
He wasn't in just the two of us video.
But here we are.
Here we are.
you know, I'm very pleased and proud of what he's been able to accomplish as an artist. Just like, again, you would expect, you know, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, as many artists would do in any genre, they continue into what they're doing. He's selected different sounds for each volume, and he's done records around those. So yeah, it's very, very, very. Again, for most people, they would have to be in a mood for it. If you're just a music lover and you want to listen to music, that's definitely one to go check out.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a question for y'all.
Uh-oh.
So last week was Michael's birthday. He would have been 61. So I kind of was just listening to like the holy duo, Off the Wall and Thriller. I don't want to say Holy Trinity.
It's a trinity.
It's a trinity.
I know. Well, it's just the two, because Bad's always going to be number 3.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I can't argue that one.
Yeah, Bad's always going to be number 3.
I can't argue that.
So I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, because I listened to like this really good podcast by Damian Shields. He's like a MJ fan. Really, it's kind of like Dissect, you know, that podcast where he really broke down Thriller, the creation of Thriller and shit like that, like track by track and shit, like the creation process and everything, like rare interviews. It's a really good listen. Like whenever y'all get a chance to like look for it, I'll send y'all the link.
Okay.
So that get me thinking, like, what album is better? I'm gonna ask y'all this, depending on y'all mood. Off the Wall, Thriller.
Thriller.
You've asked me this before.
I have.
Yeah, you've asked both of us this.
Sometimes I just like asking that.
You asked out of 3. Out of the 3. You know
That was out of the 2.
And out of the 2, I'm still going to stick with my exact same answer.
Which is?
Off the Wall. Personally,
yeah,
I just like the party vibe to it. You know what I mean? Like just the overall sound, like, to me.
Okay. Just the more like adult, like chill, upbeat adult contemporary type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's deeper than just the music. And knowing what I know about the recording sessions and how they first had the first draft of the album done, and they were like, no, it's not good. And he literally had to go back and like crying, like figure out what's not working. And they just had to redo it. And then they were able to go in and create those 9 songs. Yeah. Basically, they created a whole second album.
Yeah. Nah, what happened? This is what happened, because on that documentary, because he really broke down what happened. So they recorded all 9 songs, right? And they were ready for it. They said they had those label heads in there. They were popping bottles before they even pressed play, because they thought it was done. They pressed play. And it was trash. And it was just like, okay, so what are we going to do? So then Quincy Jones was like, all right, let's take a deep breath. Let's take a week off. We come back and let's just remix the records. So they said Girl's Mind, that's already out because that was the first single, Girl's Mind and shit. So the other 8 tracks, they literally had to remix it, like take parts out, take instrumentations out, take verses out, and just remix it.
Well, but I mean, to me, that's I get that you're saying the official breakdown. Yeah. But to me, that's just you're literally like, creating another album. Like,
put this right here. Let's go.
That's a whole other album. It's not
sure.
It's not even just about the instrumentation, even though that's as important. Yeah. But when you're flipping verses around that weren't even that's a different project.
Taking verses out and shit.
So the understanding of that was the difference between what we know is Thriller now. Yeah. Versus it could have just been another album that kind of came and went, and
or it could have been like for the moment type shit.
Yeah, like it became the album that defined not only Michael Jackson, but it defined pop, period. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like I appreciate you breaking it down, but for me it didn't even have to like be broken down.
I was just being technical.
Like I'm just saying, for me that was a second album. They had to go back and reconstruct, and I don't even call it remixes. They had to break that shit down and bring it to life because it wasn't even alive to begin with.
It took them 10 days to do that shit. It took them 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's the crazy part.
Yeah. It take 10 days to do that shit, then redid it. And I was like, okay, here it is. Let's hope you motherfuckers like this shit. And then so could Drillion. But so you prefer Thriller.
But musically, I agree with Martine. It's Off the Wall. Like,
so why Off the Wall? That's why I'm curious. Why do people pick Off the Wall? I like them both equally, but I'm always just curious.
There's just something that's to be said about a young artist when they first hit adulthood, and it's their first album that they're separating from not only them being in a group as a child star, but the first wave of albums as a child. Like this is their identity. This is his identity. Like he's now finding his identity.
Yep.
Because remember, even though he had his solo albums, those were extensions of the Jackson 5. This was Michael Jackson. How old was he when he released that?
22.
Okay, so he literally became an adult while recording that album.
1979. So he wasn't even 20 because he dropped Thriller when he was 25.
Yeah, so I mean, so he's becoming an adult in that, and I mean, I want to rock with you is I mean that's about as timeless as you can get.
I was gonna say y'all can call me crazy, but that's my favorite Michael Jackson song.
Yeah, I mean, that's as timeless as you can get, and he was 20 while making that.
20, yeah.
So
the first two tracks, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, and then Rock With You.
For me, again, for me,
day and night.
Yeah,
Get on the floor, like bro.
That's a club record.
Loaded.
That's a club record. You can play that record any time. Get on the floor. That's a club record.
That's what I meant by the party vibe, bro. Like it's more up there. You know what I mean? More.
But what about
that
Thriller?
Aspect.
But Thriller that's a party vibe too.
Thriller's more of a trip though.
Yeah,
a trip.
You gotta get to the party records.
Wanna be starting something the first.
I'm talking about the overall. I'm talking about the overall wave.
The intro, though, you know what I mean? Like the intro's always extravagant and shit.
Yeah,
and then The Girl Is Mine.
Yeah,
and then that goes right into Thriller, the actual song, and that's when it's time to party. Then Beat It. The way that shit is sequenced is just still crazy to me. And when you get to the title track and then on down, it's like, wow, like he didn't let up.
Yeah, like and again, it always boils down to your preference, because I mean, again, you're asking two of the arguably the greatest pop albums that were released.
Yeah.
So
R&B.
I mean, but these are pop.
Like call it
Off the Wall is kind of more R&B. Thriller's pop.
But it takes a lot of influence with disco. You could hear the disco influence in those records.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Heavy.
Yeah, you can look at that shit.
So again, it just boils down to like. Off the Wall, again, I like that it's an artist going into adulthood and not only trying to find himself, but find himself 2 times over. Find himself away from not only the Jackson 5, but find himself over from the albums that he released solo from there. Whereas Thriller is that, it's, okay, you did that. Now, do you have what it takes to show that wasn't a fluke? So that's a different battle. And that's not the same battle as Off the Wall.
And the whole reason why he did this anyway is because he got snubbed at the damn Grammys. He felt he got snubbed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of history that goes into the making of that word. For me, I prefer Thriller because it's not just the music; it's the overall experience that it took for them to get to the final
product.
product.
Makes you think if they would have awarded Off the Wall properly at the Grammys, we probably wouldn't have gotten Thriller.
Well, you probably would have still gotten it, but just not to the degree of what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it probably
you're probably, I mean, and for all we know, he probably would have delivered the same. But if you're going off of that, maybe he goes in there and you get 5 of the records that are on Thriller, and they still end up there, and you get some.
It's just crazy.
It's all possible.
I've said this one. It's just crazy when you look at Thriller. I'm just looking at these tracks right now, and it's like I've said this before. Like 8 out of the 9 songs on this album are his greatest hits. You can literally put damn near the entire album on a greatest hits album, and it's his greatest hits.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, we don't get albums like that. Off the Wall is only 2 tracks. Well, actually 3.
But I think
What?
No, for his greatest hits. Because Off the Wall is just all together. When you go to...
Didn't do that. My bad.
When you go to her greatest hits, it's Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You, when She's Out of My Life. And that's the only... When you put it on his greatest hits albums, like greatest hits albums.
Wait,
that's what I meant.
Are you talking about like the greatest hits album that is out? Or are you talking about... Okay.
That's what I meant.
The one that's already out.
That all the greatest hits.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the only...
Because if you were to put one out...
Yeah.
Like if you were to do one on... What I'm saying is if you were to do one on your own, you're definitely putting Working Day and Night on there.
Or all the main song Off the Wall.
I'm getting there. I was gonna start naming them. Like, dog, you could. There are songs on here that are like fucking. It's what I mean?
But
like,
on the majority of his greast hits,
on his greatest hits albums though, then I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just those 3 songs. Those are the main ones. Maybe Off the Wall, but mainly it's just Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You, and She's Out of My Life. Those are only 3 songs that you will consistently see.
I think you unintentionally hit on another topic as to why people don't connect with music today.
Emotion.
And it has to do with specifically the albums, the collection of music, not just the singles. It's that they push music out so quickly, you don't have time to
digest it.
No, you don't. No, it's not even digesting it. You don't have the time to appreciate their recording process going into that project. So it takes away from that, because next thing you know, they're already working on the next one. So it don't even have any. It's not even fully about not digesting the actual music. It's that you don't even get to appreciate the timing of the recording process.
Another thing I will add to that before I dip out real quick. The covers. The covers plays a huge part, because you were able to go back and read who did what, how, or
the cover. You mean the liner notes?
Used,
the liner notes,
all that shit.
The smell of the booklet.
I mean, it's Untitled. It's Untitled, but it's not
the same going to Target or going to fucking.
I get it's not, but that's adaptation too. Like, this goes back to fucking. We forgot to bring this up last week when people were talking about Sci-Hi being credited all over Travis Scott's album, and it's like.
All right, we've got to talk about that.
But he's on the credits. Like, you could literally... That's the beauty of it. You don't even see... The downfall was you had to buy the project to actually listen to it. Now you can just stream it from Apple Music and you can just read it by yourself. So...
But see, that's what I'm getting at, though. You actually have to go out of your way to, like... It's not there for you already. You know
not necessarily, because if you put it in your... No, listen to me.
Go for it.
Once you add the music from... let's say Apple Music.
Yes.
Once you add it into your library, all you gotta do is right click on it and then go to show the credits.
Still doing
not
too
the
much.
Same as
opening the booklet.
I have to pull out the CD to put into the thing. Oh, look, there's a booklet there.
And that has all the credits.
But this is easier. Right then and there.
But this is easier.
How is that easier?
It's like the same
okay,
shit.
listen to what you just said.
Wait, time out. The other thing too that I think you're overlooking is that hardly anybody uses their computer to listen to music. Everybody uses their phones.
Okay, that's not my fault. Though.
Okay, but that's what I'm getting at. The disconnect in what people use nowadays.
Yeah, that's
is not the same as what it was, and that's the reason why you don't have that same like connection with shit.
But to my point is, if you really wanted to, it's there. That's what I'm saying.
No. If you wanted to, I'm saying even the casual fan was able to look at the book.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, okay, so this is why I'm saying it. Here are the steps that you just laid out. 1, you open. That's step 1.
Yeah.
2, you grab the disc. That's step 2. 3, you put the disc in. That's step 4. 4, hey, I have the linear. That's step 4. Step 5, you pull it out. Step 6, you're reading.
And it's all in one fluid motion.
Okay.
And then the lyrics are right there too. And the lyrics are right there.
Okay, now listen. All you gotta do on Apple Music, download it. Right click once. Now you have every screen. You could go from the credits to the lyrics to everything. Everything's right there. That's what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. But nobody uses their computers for that.
That's not true. I use mine. I know plenty of people that still use theirs.
You do because you dive into it, and I have all the respect in the world for doing so.
And that's what I'm talking about.
The casual fan.
I don't care about the casual fan, because the casual fan is
we're talking about the casual fan. But we're talking about the casual fan.
But the casual fan wasn't even looking at credits to begin with.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were. Everybody.
But they had the
not a casual fan like that.
Everybody was.
Unless you were buying the album, but there was people that weren't buying the album that
for the most part. All right, I'm talking about just buying an album, dog. Like when you go and buy an album.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like even if you bought an album right now, you have to dig into your computer, pull out your pull out your computer, turn it on, wait for that shit to turn on, go to your Apple Music, fucking right click as you said, and fucking have everything on your screen. Dog,
you saying that like we running off of modems. Fam, you can say nobody, but you could just say nobody you know. I know plenty of people like me that are still like when they first get the music.
Silicon Valley though. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine, but you can't say nobody. If you want to say the vast majority, that's cool. Okay. But to say nobody,
the vast majority are not doing that. The vast majority is
okay. That's fine, but I don't speak on the vast majority.
Nobody.
Yeah, but the vast majority of people don't really go out the way like you do to look at liner notes. Like I'm saying, back then everything was kind of like
it was there.
It was there.
It was like
so
right
when
there,
when
literally.
you get the CD, you open it. This is what I used to do. I'll get the booklet, open it, and then the lyrics will be there. And then when you keep turning the pages, you see the production credits, all that shit. Now it's literally hard. It's almost like hard to do that shit unless you get
you have title. Title is like one button, and there it is.
There it is, right there. Unless it's title, unless you really give it.
Like I'm saying. it's also there on Apple Music. You just gotta be willing to go do it, and that's what I'm getting at. Is if you want to do it, if you really want the information, you would do it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because for today's age, that's why I'm saying it's much easier. Back in the day, you had to buy it to then get the information.
Well,
now you can just
had to buy it anyways.
No,
hear it. Like just to hear.
No,
it.
that's not true. I could have a friend buy the album and we could listen to it on the way. I didn't have to buy the
Oh,
project.
you're talking about that's a whole nother fucking like loop, bro.
Well, no, it's not, but because remember the greatest day in hip hop when they talk about the releases that happened in 1998. Mm-hmm. There were a group of friends where a friend was assigned to an album. Like you're responsible for buying this album today, and then that's how all of us are going to listen to it. Like you didn't have to personally buy it. Yes, you had to have it around you, but you didn't have to buy it. You could have had a friend buy it. You could have borrowed it and all that.
I'm talking about from one person's experience, bro. Like, for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would go to a store, buy the CD, pop it in, boom.
I know.
It's like super old school.
I get what you're. Trust me, I completely understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is, for me, I'm saying it's easier because you don't have to buy it to know the linear notes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get. So
that's why I'm arguing on the fact that it's easier.
Yeah,
you don't even have to buy it. You just download it, right click, and then you're there.
So like you were saying, so like right now, like that's what's kind of lost in everything now. Like
it's just the overall experience of an album. It's not even about digesting the music. It's the overall experience that goes into it. They used to have documentaries about the recording sessions. They used to have really in-depth scheduled interviews for the.
They still kind of do that.
Well, listen to what I'm saying. They had the in-depth interviews that you could only get at certain radio shows because if you weren't listening to the radio show, you weren't going to get it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the playback, and I'm not blaming what Silicon Valley has brought to the masses and made easier. I'm just putting it out there that that's what it was.
Yeah.
You don't have the same
the magazine or the Vibe issue or the main article cover story of an artist and their album and shit like the whole official rollout. You don't get that shit no more.
Yeah, no. So
the whole experience, albums are kind of just like they're projects now. Albums graduate, they evolved into projects, and whatever's taken serious, it's like I don't know what albums to take serious nowadays. Like Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know when to take her fucking album serious. Well, I thought Sugar was supposed to be it. Nah, it wasn't. So I'm like, all right. So you let me know now. Before your official debut album comes out, you have how many number one records? Two hit records. Whatever, man. It's a different age.
But to be fair, Bone Thugs and Harmony did that too.
Before their album.
Remember, before their album, they dropped the 8-track EP, and they had Thuggish Ruggish Bone wasn't on their album. That was on the EP.
Okay, but
so you know what I'm saying?
Dropped like 3 EPs after that.
Wait, they didn't. Sugar was her last.
No, I'm
project.
talking about Bone Thugs. Like Bone Thugs didn't drop hella other EPs. They went straight to their.
No,
album.
what I'm saying is Sugar is her latest project that had those joints on there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
it's like we don't know. I thought what was before that? What was the album before Sugar?
The Hot Girl joint.
No, the album, like her album.
Yeah, whatever that Hot Girl joint was. It was a full project.
Who's that?
It's Megan. What was it before Sugar? What was before that?
Fever.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. I don't know. We're just saying like the album experience is kind of just. I've been saying this and shit. Like when I look at deluxe editions, it's like they're adding more tracks to it. It's like adding fucking deleted scenes to your fucking album for no fucking reason.
I don't pay attention to deluxe versions anymore. Like they don't.
I blame Chris Brown for this.
No, I don't blame Chris. I don't blame Chris Brown for it. I respect Chris Brown for it because Chris Brown knows how to properly do them.
Yeah, I know. But there's
an art to it, and you can't blame the artist that does it right. You can only get mad at the people that try to imitate it and they get it wrong. Like you can't be mad at T-Pain for
using. Chris Brown kind of got it wrong with the 45 track shit, because some of them songs could have been cut. They really could have.
I mean,
45 tracks, like you think?
I mean, yeah, but you can say that about any artist that drops a 14-track project. Like, all right, you could have cut 2. You know
but
what I'm saying?
There's a difference between 14 and 45.
Yeah, when you get to 45, I'm like, yeah, you could have cut off like 1 or 15.
Or like when I saw Big Sean's shit, it said 21 tracks. But then if you really when I saw Big Sean's thing, I was kind of like, oh shit, 21. But then when you look at the track list, 21. And then you see the interludes and the skits. I'm going like, okay, so half of these shits are just going to be skits. Maybe there might be some interludes, so the album won't be that long. Because some of these niggas that drop these fucking 30-track epics, they're like 90 minutes long. Like, oh man, no one's asking for that shit. And then you give me like when Drake dropped Scorpion, I was just like, that was literally like 90 minutes. But again, no one told us to listen to 2 tracks back to back, but we had to because it was Aubrey. So I don't know, man.
We had to? Yeah, you don't have to.
No. The day it dropped. You had a choice at the end of the day. Everyone has choices.
Yes, and I choose no. Just no.
Yeah, watch Drake drop watch his shit be like 20 fucking tracks. I'm like, hey, yeah, you trying to be on Billboard again? And then fucking BTS.
I mean, that's what he's made for. So
I don't know, but still, that's
again, that just goes down to I'm saying you can't fault the artists that are made for certain.
But we're kind of just
areas.
At this point. I guess it's the old head. I like the artist that actually takes their shit serious and still has the music and the charts to back it up. Like they have the music and the fucking records just to back it up.
Not even just the music and the what do you call it? The chart topping hits or whatever. But also the integrity, bro.
That too.
That's a fucking huge ass part for people like me.
I 100% agree with you there. But you can't fault them when the industry has made it a game for them to lose. Why the fuck do they have to get 1,500 streams just to count for one sale?
That part is true.
So now you put them in a position where they got to play that game. Like, you can't get mad at people for playing the game that is designed for them to, like, you have to compete that way.
But at the same time, I'm a damn fan.
I get it, but
that affect me.
I get it.
That's the other thing, though, too.
How does it affect me?
If your fan base is really as big as it is, and don't get me wrong, I understand Drake has, like, possibly the largest fan base in America.
Not like BTS.
I said in America. That was the reason why the fuck I said that. But anyways, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand where you're, like, that whole point. You know what I mean? If you don't have the biggest fan base, then yeah, 20 songs, 40 fucking songs, so be it. You know what I'm saying? But when you have that type of fan base, like Drake has, that's the issue. You guys already know. Don't get me started on Drake.
But you're also
I can go on for. I can have my own podcast about how.
But you're also forgetting. You're also forgetting the other thing that goes again. It goes back to the labels that have the system and all that's in play.
No, I get it. I understand.
It's not just the 1,500 streams.
Yeah.
It's the incentives that you get for hitting X amount of streams. So again,
if those are in play, I'm only saying it because I personally don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
If those
and again, yeah, you are right. We don't know.
Yeah,
but I would imagine in an industry where they're trying to take full advantage to not pay the artist, so we gotta set these bars for them.
I'm a fan. I could give a fuck. Just give me good music.
Okay, but listen. You are a hardcore fan that's holding on to old ideologies.
I mean, yeah.
There's the casual fan that doesn't care. They just want the singles. So I get what you're saying, but you also got to understand.
And the casual fan doesn't give a damn either.
No. The casual fan really don't even care about the albums to begin with. They just want the songs. Singles. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You want an experience, and you got to understand that we are, in retrospect, we're probably in the minority of people and how they consume music. Because we deep dive so much into the process of an album.
Yeah.
The majority of people don't do that. They just want what's spoon fed to them, and then it goes from there. So again, you have to put that onto the industry. They have set this bar that has made it to the point where, an artist unfortunately has to choose between their art or do I want to hit those fucking bonuses? Yeah. Because if I don't hit the bonuses now, when the hell am I going to get it at some point? Because I'm laid so far down my contract.
Yeah.
I can't fault the artist that chooses to sacrifice the art to go get the bonus because, again, you are in a situation like an athlete where you have X amount of time to maximize your dollars. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. I'm going to defend them releasing a 27-track project. You only have X amount of time. Do what you can to get the bag. If at the end of the day it's about securing the bag and being compensated for what your worth is, go get it.
That's you. At the same time.
No, it doesn't mean I like it.
Yeah.
But again, that's the game the industry has forced them to play.
That's the biggest point. We have to make clear, okay? Like, you're not saying that you.
I'm not saying when I say a 27 project, it's like, yay, cool, 27 project.
What you understand.
But I understand the game. You're putting them in a position to lose.
He's talking about just the
I get that.
The rules, you know what I mean?
But when I see who's number one,
I will totally 100% agree with you. I understand exactly what you're telling me. Like I said, I'm just speaking on me. You know what I mean? Like, and me personally, if you make good music, right? Not Kanye, but if you make good music, I will go back to it and I will continue playing that shit. You know what I mean? For example,
not just a song.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. Like, like, this is just, once again, my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You all know how I feel about Roddy Ricch. I still am listening to that album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now, granted, I'm not the vast majority, so he's not props. I don't know how much he's getting off of just my streams. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But it's a continuous play. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, there is pluses and minuses to making both good music and having
of course.
the what do you call it?
Of course.
Or you can just look how Thriller was constructed. How damn near all the tracks were like big anthem stadium.
That's another thing I was gonna say.
Those were
that's
like,
what I meant. Like,
those were like
the music
singles.
you know what I mean?
Like those were like hit singles, like timeless music from track 1 to track 9. I think the only closest one I could think to that. I'm not saying it's the equal thing, but 24K Magic kind of has that kind of feeling to it.
Yeah.
Like you can listen to track 1 to 9 and you can't skip nothing. And he took his sweet time to make it.
There's definitely something that's to be said about an artist, which we all agree with. When you're an artist that takes your time in today's climate, you're more than likely going to garner the respect from the three of us.
Like Taylor Swift dropped her damn album.
Going off of that.
I'm just saying, Taylor Swift, when she dropped her album, I don't personally listen to her like that, but when I look at what like music critics or like what her fans said, and they saw how she literally took her time to make it, it's like only 14 tracks, folks, and it went number 1. And I was like, well, shit. And people feel like she never sold out. She had her integrity. It's who she is. But, she has, like, a huge fan base. So when you have a huge fan base, say, like a Taylor Swift or
a Drake.
Or Drake, you can literally do whatever the fuck you want.
You definitely can. And again, but what I was trying to say to that was that, again, for those who continue to have that mind frame of those greats that have done music 40, 50 years ago, it's been a consensus within the three of us. Like, you get the respect and all that. However, you can't grade somebody off of today's climate off of what Michael Jackson was able to do in the 80s.
Why not?
Because it's a different ballgame.
I'll give you a perfect example. Kendrick. Mm-hmm. All of his songs charted.
Yeah, including the intro.
Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Scorpion sold more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that I understand what JC's talking about.
Mm-hmm. It's a different game.
Because we both agree that, all three of us agree that Damn is a much better album than Scorpion, right? Mm-hmm. Which one sold more? Which one hit bigger plateaus?
I'll give you the...
They both sold...
No.
Scorpion...
You know which one sold more. Fucking, he had 1 billion streams on Spotify alone.
Yeah, I know.
But you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to give you the perfect example of this.
That, off top, that sells more, bro.
I'm going to give you the perfect example of this, and this goes back to sports. It's a good analogy. In the NBA, you could have a top-notch defensive team in this game, and it's like, that's a great defensive team. Somebody that has this mind frame of protecting the game of the 80s could say, how can you call them a great defensive team? They've given up 107 points a game. The Detroit Pistons back then were only giving up 84.
Yeah.
Okay, bruh, that was a whole different game back then.
Yeah.
The game was not up to the pace that it is now.
Yeah.
And the athletes weren't the athletes that they were back then.
Yeah, that's why I brought up the Kendrick Drake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't hold today's artists to the standards back then because it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I get you.
Like,
the music was better.
And again, like, you keep getting irritated when I bring up New Edition, but in today's era, if New Edition were to drop, they would have dropped all of their solo shits consecutively and then done the fucking group album, and they would have took all their asses on tour.
And it would have been all labeled as New Edition.
Yeah.
That way everybody gets fucking money.
But it was a different game back then. Like, it was, once you leave a group, you have to stand by yourself.
That's why Michael left his brother and said, peace, niggas.
Right, but again, in today's climate, you can leave the group, go do a side project, go tour. Another member can leave the group, go tour. And then when you come back to do the big group project, everybody goes on fucking tour off of one because the label's just going to sell it all at once.
That's what the
that never used to happen back then. Like, you had to pick projects, even though because they were so afraid that, well, it's from the same camp, people are just going to think it's repetitive. And they're not going to buy it anymore.
That's true. The projects were spread out.
So they would have to spread all their albums out. I know what you're saying. As a fan, it's disheartening. Mm-hmm. But you got to recognize it's not on the artist. It's the game they got to play.
Industry. It's the game they have to play. It sucks. That's just it is what it is. Especially now in this climate, niggas are still dropping club records and the clubs ain't open. Like, Russ even said the shit, like, nigga, read the fuck. Well, he didn't say nigga, obviously. Well, he said, read the room. Like, that's pretty much what he said, read the room.
Well, to the defense, you can still have your kickbacks at home. So, that music is perfect for that situation. Like, that's the thing, like, obviously club records...
Dollar Sign dropped the fucking
obviously, club records
recently.
would have to be... Club records are the best experience in the club. But a club record could be enjoyed when you're in even a small community.
Well, that's
why? Because it's designed for community. Its maximum potential is in large crowds.
That's why,
but you can still enjoy when you're in a community versus being by yourself.
That's why that's why I did not enjoy that Drake record, because I feel I have to be outside in a community, like spread out with my boys or whatever, enjoying the record. And even then, it still be just like, yeah, but at least I'm kind of drunk with my boys. But if I'm by myself, I don't want to hear that shit. like, I'm sorry. Like,
you know what's funny though? It's something that crossed my mind. I wanted to say it last week, but it didn't fucking like
register.
Yeah, like it went in one ear out the other, even though it started in my mind. It was like that. Just a few years ago, we were talking about, man, I can't stand how we have to be in a certain type of situation to enjoy music, but realistically, I mean,
you have to.
We've always been that way.
It's just now it's forced you to face that head on and come to that realization.
Right.
Like, I'll be listening.
You're not as much of a purist as you think you are. Like, we've always been in that situation.
When I'm just like, when the baby dropped his album, like literally when the COVID started, and I'm like, these songs are cool if we out. Or like that Ty Dolla Sign Kanye record, I'm like, this record would be cool if we're all outside like bars safely. Like, and it's just like, to me, niggas ain't reading the room. Like, they're not adapting and trying to find the, what's it called?
The pocket.
The only person who did that, in my opinion, was Drake when he dropped the fucking demo tape shit. That was like perfect quarantine music.
I was gonna say, man,
that was quarantine music.
No, it was quarantine music for sure. If I'd listened to it, but I'm talking about. I was gonna say somebody who actually read the room and found their pocket.
Right. Yeah,
Lil Baby.
Yeah,
I mean, easily, dog.
And that's one thing that has to be said. Again, this goes back to not only how you consume it, but where. Because again, for people that drive, the club music still is good for your car and on your. So again, that also plays into a fact too, where I get it. For Busby, he's on his feet, so he's not driving. Versus when I drive, again, I when I'm not listening to podcast stuff, I don't want to. I rarely listen to smooth stuff unless it's like pitch black and I'm going home trying to unwind. Any other time I'm in the car, I need my shit blasting. So I need music for that. So the Lil Babies and all those, they're releasing party music, but nothing's open. Yeah, but my car's open, and as long as I got gas in that motherfucker, I'm playing.
You said my car's open.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's that. So again, like,
I feel it.
Yeah,
I feel it.
Yeah, it's just different times we're all in, man. Like, COVID really just had to force us to adapt. And hopefully, musicians and artists, that some figured it out. Like, I feel some artists feel like I feel JoJo figured it out. Kalani really figured it out. Fucking, who else figured it out? What other artists? Nas figured it out. Hopefully, Big Sean.
I mean, I ain't gonna say Nas figured it out. Hit Boy figured it out for Nas.
Whatever. Nas always had quarantine.
Again,
you know what I mean.
Again, you know the narrative. Another West Coast nigga had to come save an East Coast nigga again. Like, we know how the game goes.
Yeah, but it's just niggas just need to figure it. They just need to, like I said, read the damn room.
They do, but there also needs to be something said about people that need to also learn how to adapt too. Like, one thing I get tired of seeing online is like, there ain't no good hip hop out there. My nigga, this is the best time for hip hop. You're not stuck to a radio. You can go out there and
listen to whatever the fuck you want.
And that's that's my argument going back to the linear credits, which is if you want to find it, you'll find it. Because if you want to find quality hip hop, you will find it. But if you sit on your ass and you just wait for people to spoon feed you, well then you're not as much of a purist as you think you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was my main argument for the for the credits and all that. It wasn't so much as to say, I get it. You, like you said, you are exactly right. It's all one motion. You're putting music in, it's in your hand, you're ready to go. Yeah. My argument for that was, okay, but for those who want to claim purists, there's no excuse for you because
that was a disconnect then. Because I was strictly thinking about like the way I consume music while, you know what I mean?
Right.
Back then as compared to now. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I gotta go do this. You know what I mean? That type of shit. But back then it was just like all in one motion. So that's all right. I get
if you consider yourself a purist, and it's all about the music for you, well then there's no excuse. You have every outlet to try to find it.
we do that.
Yeah, I mean, even the blogs will break. The blogs will break down
on the title, or
the blogs will break down credits for you if you know which blogs to go to. Oh, yeah. So it's the information. That's what I was getting at. The information is all there.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, exactly.
The information's out there. You just gotta search for it.
Yeah. I get tired of that narrative.
What we're trying to say is niggas are idiots and they don't want to do that.
Search for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
that's what we're saying.
Generally speaking.
Right.
Generally speaking.
Generally speaking, people in general. This ain't even tied down to just music. Generally speaking, people want to be spoon-fed.
Oh yeah.
What they consume.
For sure, man.
They don't want to go out and
look for food
and look for it for themselves because it's scary to start looking for something that you like that the masses don't, and to say, hey, I like this, and for other people like, no, that's trash. So then you're too consumed with how people view you.
And that's the majority of Twitter, man.
Again, it's something bigger than just music. That's just life in general.
Right. Yeah, it's just like I said, like even on Twitter, people can voice how they feel about an album and how dope it is, and the niggas will come in your comments and say, wow, you're trash. We should never listen to your opinion. I'm like, nigga, I ain't asking for your fucking opinion.
And
I ain't asking for your opinion on my opinion.
Like, and I want to be clear because I'm gonna end it. I want to be clear. What I'm saying doesn't go for people that enjoy being consumed or enjoy being spoon-fed what they consume. This is for people that go out and will say hip hop is dead.
Oh yeah,
but they don't look.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the issue on. There are consumers, and there's those who put people on. Those are the two, and there's nothing wrong with it. The problem is when you try to play that little middle ground where it's like, well, I don't put people on because they ain't ready for what's on. It's like, okay, well, what do you want? And you just naming shit that's on the radio.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry. Pretty much, well, back to what we were talking about earlier. You said Off the Wall, and you said Thriller. With me, shit, just depends on my mood. It really depends on my mood at the moment. It just depends, because I love them both equally.
We just literally went in a fucking circle to say, it depends.
It just depends on my mood, because I was always just curious about why people picked Off the Wall when Thriller kind of sounds like the superior record or album, but
Off the Wall for the music, Thriller is for the experience with me. That's how I describe it.
Personally, I just like the music, bro. Like on Off the Wall better.
Yeah, Thriller. He just had to show his ass. Like, you niggas need to know who the fuck I am. Exactly. So I'm gonna make a whole fucking zombie apocalypse movie for this one track.
And there's something to be said about the artists that we consider great with their sophomore albums when they do that for their sophomore album. Like, even though we know To Pimp a Butterfly is Kendrick's third album, it's his second major label album. Right. So there's something to be said from Good Kid, Mad City to then go to Pimp a Butterfly, which is completely left.
So with Michael, it's not really his sophomore album because he did other tracks when he was a kid and shit.
Well, no, I consider it his because, again, this was
his first when he was
this was his Wave of Soul albums where everything was not accompanied by the Jackson 5
or Motown or
they weren't extensions of those. This is with Michael Jackson, his 10 toes down by himself. This is him ready to go.
Yeah,
those albums are part of his catalog, but I break those down into two different parts. So it's not like I say Off the Wall is his fifth album. I say this is his first album as a man by himself, ready to go. Right. That's how I look at his career.
Yeah, pretty much. His whole career is gonna be split in parts. It's like the Jackson 5, and then Jackson's, and then him as a youngster. Because that's like, well, I guess in his Chris Brown years, I guess when he was like around Chris Brown's old age and shit. He was a teenager. People were still looking at Michael Jackson like how we looked at Chris Brown when he was young and shit. So they were already calling him a legend, and he didn't even drop Thriller. He was just like, whatever.
Potential.
They saw what he had,
but his potential was tied in with the group,
and that's why he hated that shit.
And again,
he hated them niggas. Well, he didn't hate them, but he just like what's it called? What was the Victory Tour? Because he didn't even tour for Thriller. That's the crazy shit. He had to help out his brothers with the Victory Tour, and he said the last part on the last day of the tour, he just said, "What did he say?" He's told his brothers, "Yeah, it's my last night on the tour. After this, I'm done." So I'm out. Oh man, White Mike versus Black Mike. Someone just said that.
Beat it.
You literally.
I need that.
Someone.
Facts.
Saw that someone on Caffeine said White Mike versus Black Mike for Verzuz. And Black Mike's winning. And I like a lot of White Mike's music, but
I don't know, man. White Mike got Man in the Mirror.
Black Mike got fucking Thriller.
That's cool.
No, yourself.
That's cool.
He ain't talking about the song. He's talking about the album.
Yeah, you're talking about the album. I'm talking about the song.
Thriller, the actual song too.
Like,
he made Halloween. That's a Halloween anthem. Thriller.
That's cool, but Man in the Mirror hits different.
So does fucking
Thriller don't hit different if you trying to be introspective.
That hits different when you hear them opening beats for wanna be starting something.
I'm not saying he would win. I'm just saying he had one song that is my favorite Michael Jackson.
Oh, your
song.
favorite? Okay, that's
So,
all. You didn't have Man in the Mirror.
You keep jumping into all these arguments. Like I'm not even saying anything.
I'm trying to argue with you, man. Just
You want to make everything into an argument. Like I can't even say anything about Michael without you. Like, oh no, but they got to do.
Wait.
Yeah, like my breakdown is like, yeah, I like it because he had to reconstruct the album. Well, you got to break it down like this. It was this. It's like I get it. Yeah, I know. I'm just telling my experience with Michael. Like I know you're the Michael guy, but.
Yeah,
I have a connection too. Like let me just get that off.
You're more of the Prince stan.
Yeah, but I like it. I like Michael. Like okay, like
yeah, but hey,
I know about Michael. Like I don't need to have a lesson taught on it. Like I get it.
You teach me lessons on Prince all the damn time when I bring him up. You
don't know much about Prince though.
Exactly. Some days you don't know shit about Michael too. Sometimes I gotta teach the people.
I know, but my point was you jumped in.
You know what I mean.
When I was telling the same story.
You like Man in the Mirror.
That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying.
Right.
Like I said, White Mike has Man in the Mirror, and he's like, "Whoa, there you got through." And I was like, "Okay, I wasn't arguing against it."
Anyway, because you like Bad more, huh?
Yeah. Out of the three, I like Bad more.
Really?
Yeah.
I always ask you that. That's
No
why
offense. I rarely hear that. You know what I mean?
I like
Yeah,
Bad more out of the three.
Yeah.
Bad was the one where he really had to establish himself.
Yeah.
No, Bad for me, because Bad for me was, no, I don't have to establish myself. You motherfuckers got established to me. Get over here.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that was, like, again.
That was just him being aggressive and shit.
Yeah, like, it was him being like, okay, you're still not getting it. I don't adapt to you. You motherfuckers come to me.
Right.
So that for me was that. So by the time you get to Dangerous, yeah, everybody's like, all right, well, whatever Michael drops,
That was
he
him
drops.
at his peak.
Like,
Dangerous was him at his peak. Like
That's again, but to me, for me, it's I don't just. There's certain artists where it's for me, it's deeper than music. Michael is so iconic where it's deeper than music. Prince is so iconic it's deeper than music. There's levels to this shit. There are icons, and then there's your icon's icon.
Ha.
So
I'm like, damn.
So when we're talking about
that one, put it in perspective.
So when we're talking about your icon's icon, I can't just go off with just music. There's everything that goes into it.
They laid the blueprint on how to do this shit.
Yeah,
man. So you like? When I always ask that, when I would ask you like, what? But take out Thriller and Off the Wall because everyone always goes to Thriller and Off the Wall. You would always say Bad. I'm like, damn, you really did like Bad. Shit.
No, Bad. I like Bad out of those three because again. The music's the music, it's great and all that. But that was his stance where it was, no. You motherfuckers come to me. I'm not going to you. You just saw what I did with Thriller.
I feel it.
I stay in palaces, my nigga. Castles. I don't go to the fucking hotels.
Who's bad, nigga? Okay? I'm bad.
We don't do registries.
Nigga, you know who the
Your emperor calls me.
Your princess calls me. Your emperor calls me.
I don't fuck Diana. I eat dinner with Princess Diana, my nigga. We fuck with different Dianas.
There's levels.
Yeah.
That's the.
Does that better explain it to you guys now?
Yeah. Okay. That's exactly who Michael was. The emperor calls me. That's true. They do. He calls me.
Now again, the Emperor could have been doing it for Off the Wall. He could have been doing it for Thriller. He could have, but I know for damn sure by the time Bad came around, they were.
I moonwalking. I got called to the. I did one dance step. I caught a Soul Train. I got called to the White House, nigga. Yeah. You know who the fuck I am?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel when it comes to Prince and Purple Rain. It's not just the music of Purple Rain. It was, motherfucker, you saw my movie. Yeah. You sat your ass in the theater and came to see me. Right. Don't fucking put me in these boxes with these other motherfuckers,
don't compare me to Mike, nigga.
Like, nigga, do you see my rain? It's purple, nigga. I have purple rain.
And then Michael made moonwalk. You see that? I turned to a car and a jet at the same goddamn time. And I leaned.
Yeah.
And I leave.
Wow, dog, really? All right.
That's the type to see.
Alright.
There's levels to this.
Okay.
There's levels to our heroes.
Prince said, I make
over.
Prince said, I make Purple Rain, and Michael followed up that and said, well, we crippin' over here.
We're
Oh
crippin'.
my god.
Did a whole video with the Crips.
Yeah.
He made Beat It, and he got gangs to squash it so they could dance. Okay?
That's power.
You feel me?
Your favorite artist isn't doing that.
Michael jumped up on stage and stood there, and motherfuckers that paid rent money, like $800 a ticket, passed out and missed the show, and they only saw him one time. They had to tell their kids, yeah, I saw Michael. He jumped up on stage, and that's all I remember. I blacked out.
Yeah. Prince was playing the piano and then running and climbing the
Skyscrapers.
not the skyscraper. Fuck, the shit that opens up.
Shit that
When you're on stage.
I don't
The curtains.
calling up the curtains.
Yeah. He gets off the piano and starts climbing the curtains. Your favorite could never.
Michael was on the fucking, like, a pole and shit, singing, like, going Beat It. He'll disappear and hop on the pole and scream his soul out. And everyone's like, oh my God! Like, man, these niggas, man, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael and Prince, don't fuck with them.
Niggas, people like icons. I talk about your icon's icon.
I talk about their gods.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's why I get mad when people compare Chris Brown to Michael. Like, nah, Chris Brown didn't do that. That's why I look at people sideways. Where Beyonce, I kind of just broke it down. What MJ is to Kobe, that's what Beyonce is to MJ. If that makes sense.
I don't get mad at it when they say our generations.
Yeah.
It's just when you compare them. When you
different.
compare them, then it's like, all right, now I gotta stop. But when you say our generations, you have to put it. That perspective changes, and I wish people would get off of when people say our generations, because they're not saying it's comparable to Mike. Now, for those who are saying Chris Brown's comparable to Mike, like I'm not defending that. I don't know what to do with all that.
Yeah, no.
But when people say this generation's Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, yeah, they're right, because he is in essence like this bigger than life, like this figure. Like he pops up everywhere, and when does he miss? I mean, you complain about the amount of songs on the albums, but really, how much of that is he really missing on?
Yeah.
He's not missing on much. And your favorites could never. Your favorites put together a 45-track album, you're walking away with 5. Out of Chris Brown's 45-track album, how much are you really saying is bad versus repetitive?
Yeah, okay. Bad, actually bad, not much.
Versus repetitive. Repetitive and bad are two different conversations.
There's a lot of very similar songs throughout that 45, but bad?
Someone had the nerve.
Like
I read somewhere saying that Michael didn't grow after Thriller.
Well, then how'd we get bad?
Exactly. How do we get dangerous? The only one I could kind of be like, was History. You know how much balls I had to take when he dropped History? The first disc was his greatest hits, and then the second disc was original material.
I'm just trying to process that.
And then the cover is a statue of himself.
I'm not processing that. I'm processing the fact that someone actually had the idiocy to say that he peaked at Thriller.
In a way, like, think about it.
Michael with that album cover was literally what I'm talking about. Your
icon,
your icon's favorite icon. So Michael's even looking at that like, I'm my own icon, nigga.
Yeah, seriously though.
That's some shit Kanye would have done, and he's probably mad that Michael beat him to it.
Yeah, that's the cover he wanted to put on Jesus, but he couldn't. He copied
because Michael did it.
He also wanted to do the Machiavelli cover, but that's beside the point.
Nah, man. I remember he released a trailer, a fucking epic trailer of motherfuckers just like he was walking with an army, and it was like they made him look like a god, and you saw a big ass statue, and it said Michael Jackson History album out now. Like it was like a 2-minute trailer. Like what the fuck? Really, nigga? Yeah. Like you said, imagine if I was in the theater, like, Michael, what are you doing? It'd be like, Michael, really? Yeah, imagine his brother's watching this shit, and he's just sitting there like, see this shit? His brothers just look at him slowly. Really, nigga? Yeah, nigga. You know who the fuck I am?
In his real voice.
Yeah.
So, don't you like it?
No, not his real voice.
No, I'm saying, don't you like it? No, not really. Well, I bet you will. You niggas start liking that shit. I'm gonna go buy some more money.
I'm gonna buy money. That's the type of shit. Your emperor calls me. They call me for peace talks.
Again, when I put it in that perspective, you guys understand now. Like,
I get it. I get it.
That's what I'm saying. Michael's levels. Those levels to this shit.
Yeah.
Man, he would have been 61, man. I'm kind of low-key glad he's not in a fucked up way. I don't want to say it's fucked up, but kind of glad he's gone because niggas wouldn't appreciate him if he was still here. They still would have made fun of him. He still would have gotten sued. His plastic surgery would have looked even more. At 61.
Yeah. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah. They would not have. They didn't appreciate him when he was still here. In his later years, they still didn't appreciate him. And then after he died, that's when people appreciated him. I'll never forget that. Even when he was alive, I was blasting his music. I'm chilling with my niggas, and they'd be all laughing at me for playing Dangerous. Then when he died, niggas called me up, yo, burn me a Michael Jackson CD.
Really?
No. Yeah.
Motherfuckers is weird, bro.
No, they want to jump on the hype train. Then I'm going to the clubs, niggas blasting Michael's
that's weird
music.
To me though, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's.
But again, that's the casual.
Yeah, like if you was already blasting that shit, listening to it like on a regular, so be it. You know what I mean? But like the fucking people.
They would look at me like I could deal with Michael. Like if you play like 1 or 2 tracks, but you playing this whole album, bro, that's fucking weird. And then after,
Again, it's the casuals. You gotta understand. The older you get, you gotta understand that.
I'll never understand.
You gotta understand that we as listeners, we consume it differently because we are, and this isn't a bad thing, but we are obsessed. We are obsessed with music culture.
Yeah.
So
that's for sure.
We have, I guess, in better ways to put it, we have Mamba mentality when it comes to music culture.
Yep.
We are obsessed with it versus people
sense.
are just in it because they just want to. And again, I'm not mad at people for that. Some people we value music here, and we don't value what other people value. Like, some people would look at us say that's stupid. That you value music, you obsess about it that way.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, I get it. I value it. You don't. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I think people need to remember that, like. And I say that because Bubsy, we were joking last week before the show, and I was like, "Wait, you guys just gotta remember that people don't listen to albums like that." And you're like, "Well, they're stupid," and I'm like,
"They are."
I'm like, "Well, nah, like it's about what you value." Like to me, that's a different.
I get you.
To me, that's a different argument versus people who put albums on shuffle. Like that's a completely different argument. Like that's like
motherfuckers.
Yeah, but for those who don't listen and don't have, because you gotta think too, if our attention span is like, okay, I only have an hour or so to listen to an album. Well, imagine what the casual fans' limit is for an album.
See,
9 tracks.
I'll be honest with you. That's the one thing I completely disconnect with you guys. Even if I don't give a shit if it's fucking 3 hours. If I'm interested, I'm gonna listen to it. Like, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, even if your 3 hours, somebody will look at you and be like, "That's insane." For somebody that doesn't listen to music in general. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I'm just putting a cap, like if we're saying an hour, imagine what the casuals limit is.
That was just an example. All right, I got you. My bad.
No, I wasn't saying an hour. I was just saying, again,
I got you.
With us versus, you gotta remember, we are the minority, so in that.
Nah, definitely. Definitely that.
That's just what I'm getting at.
Your emperor called. I was looking at him in pictures of Princess Diana and then chilling with George Bush and shit.
He wasn't doing that. He didn't do that making Thriller.
Yeah, he did. They called him to the White House after Motown 25.
Okay, they called him to the White House. Cool.
He was chilling with Reagan. Goddamn.
Okay, cool. Motherfuckers.
He went with Ronald Reagan. Then he went to Bush.
All right, cool. They called him to the White House. Niggas go to the White House every day, B.
That was Ronald Reagan.
Emperors weren't fucking calling artists the way they called Michael.
Princess Diana was calling him just to talk.
That's what I'm getting at.
That's true.
Like,
while she was married, she called him up just to have
this nigga tried to be respectful to her and say, "I'm not playing Dirty Diana because it's disrespectful." And she damn near said, "Nigga, you better play that shit. It's my favorite fucking song."
That's my favorite song, but I want to fuck to that. I fuck to that. I fuck thinking about you.
Really?
I'm telling you. Shit, Madonna probably threw himself. I mean, Michael had bitches, man. Everyone think he like little boys. Nah, he had bitches.
You like that WAP?
Literally.
He'd all in that pussy.
He'd all in there. Came up with hella songs, man. The way he be singing songs.
It's a certified freak. And they said,
yeah.
7 days a week.
Keep it in the closet. Shit, man. Anything else we need to talk about? Playoffs?
Lakers and
Playoffs?
Lakers and 6
against the
That's
Rockets.
what I got for you.
Basketball's back if you don't know.
The Raptors and the Raptors and the Bucks. Y'all better pick that shit up.
It's just 0-2 now for the Bucks. Bucks are down 0-2. That's wild.
Whatever.
Pick that shit up. Yo, hey,
whatever.
Something needs to be said about Jimmy Butler. I know I owe him an apology, as does the rest of the sports world. Who, when he signed to the Heat, we all concluded, hey, that's a good signing, but we know that's not for basketball reasons. Yeah. We all people that said that, we owe him an apology.
We were definitely wrong.
They explained what Pat Riley's sell to him was, and I was like, oh, okay.
What was the sale?
Pat Riley's sell to him was, you can have the team for now, but if you were to come here, you would be the piece that we would use to attract somebody to come in. So if you want the team now, cool, but we can get a better team, and you can be the centerpiece that we use to get that player, i.e. Giannis. The team that's whooping his ass right now. Yeah, it was, again, Pat Riley is the godfather of the NBA in terms of management.
I know.
Everything Pat Riley does is calculated.
Very.
Yeah, you don't, he sees things before they happen. I guarantee he saw a matchup between the Heat and the Bucks and was like, if we can sell Giannis on not believing that the Bucks are enough without even getting them in the office, we can just do it on the court to show him.
Shit.
Yeah. No, Jimmy won.
Shit.
Philly got swept. Minnesota's still Minnesota. And everybody kept saying every time Jimmy left, he was a problem. No, Jimmy won.
One thing to that, though. Because if Pat Riley can, sway Giannis, you know what I mean, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Who's to say that Bob Myers can't do the same thing?
He could.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because that team is a lot more fuller. You know what I mean?
He could, but here's the argument.
Go for it.
The Heat is a lot younger.
Ding, ding. That's ding. There you go. Good job.
Remember, and this isn't to downplay Dre, Clay, and Steph.
Right.
But
yeah,
they're all coming off of injuries, older bodies.
Right.
They've had 5 years in a row where they basically added a season and a half when you factor in all those playoff runs.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen Tyler Hero, bro, but
nah, man,
that motherfucker's special.
Much, but I know.
Tyler Hero is gonna come after every Klay Thompson record.
Shit.
He has that. He's a shooter and he's coming.
I'm just saying, man. These games,
so that's the sell for the Heat. I have a younger team. Oh, and by the way, you don't got to pay state taxes here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably got to be the biggest thing. Yeah. California taxes ain't no joke, man.
Yeah, you gotta be rich.
Shit.
But yeah, now the basketball is, again, like I said last week, give them time to fall asleep. Let them wake up.
It didn't even last 8 hours. It didn't last 12 hours. So they said, yeah, we'll play again over the weekend.
No, that's 12 hours. Huh? Remember, they boycott. They went,
I know 72 hours, but when they announced it, it was
no.
Listen. Even the announcement.
When they announced it at 1 p.m. that day, they didn't get back to making an agreement until the following night. So it was a full 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about like discussions.
No, listen.
The discussion. That was the reason
discussions went past 24 hours.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying the discussions. That's the reason why they boycott. They wanted these discussions.
You
know what I'm saying?
I know.
So it's like
I'm just saying when they agreed to play and
when they agreed to it, it was like a day and a half later. It wasn't. It wasn't no 12-hour thing and they went back. It was still It was like a day and a half
ish.
Yeah.
Either way, they're back. So.
Like I said,
and then the stories,
and
then all the stories that are coming out saying they like LeBron walked out, didn't walk out, spoke up, didn't spoke up. Niggas blamed the Bucks. Niggas didn't have a plan. It was like, okay, y'all just killed this. Get your ass back on the fucking court. Shut up. Like, it's cool. Whatever.
Again, I called that from start to finish. I said the Bucks went out there. They didn't have a plan. They just came up out of mind. I respect them for it because it's in their backyard. Everybody else is going to follow. The next night, the teams were going to follow because it gave them their opportunity.
Right.
They were going to be back by Friday, Saturday at the latest. And that's what ended up taking.
And now they'll open up the voting. Now all the NBA arenas are going to be voting sites.
It was good. Round of applause.
Yeah.
They're holding the owners to their word.
Yeah. I pissed off whole ass. Good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he did.
It's like everything he's trying. Like, dude,
I didn't see his reaction, but I'm sure
he's calling. Dude went on Twitter saying that no one's gonna watch the NBA no more because they're too quote unquote political. I'm like, nigga.
Yeah, you see how many times we broke our fucking podcast to watch the final seconds of this last Game 7.
Seriously.
Like, come on. Again, that nigga's a fucking idiot. Like, it's just
even when people were complaining about the Kaepernick shit or the kneeling shit. They were still watching the games on Sundays.
45. I mean, I'm just saying. 45. 45 is just.
Talk,
45 is just like 6'9". He is tugging on. He is grabbing anything to try to get votes to try to win because he knows it's tick, tick, tick. Hopefully, it will. Who knows?
Well,
just vote.
Hopefully,
because now the CDC announced these motherfuckers. They announced all of a sudden that in November 1st they told states to prepare for a vaccine by November 1st, and doctors are like.
What kind of shit is that?
Huh? Literally the week of the election. Hey, I found vaccine. Hey, I found a fucking vaccine. Hey, vote for me.
No. Hey, if you vote for me, I'll give you the vaccine. No. I can see that being put in play.
He can say some shit. He'll say some
Hopefully,
shit.
and I'll give you the vaccine. I'll mail it to you.
I'll
mail it with your ballot.
I'll mail it, but don't vote. Don't use your ballot to vote. I'll mail it to you.
Yeah, I'll mail you with my ballot.
Yeah,
that's just me and me only.
The vaccines in the ballot.
Everything.
Nigga told South Carolina to vote twice, and niggas are like,
What kind of shit is
And
that?
he was the one complaining about the fucking mail-in voting and shit.
this motherfucker, like, he's
out of here, bro.
Dude is like losing it. Motherfucker went and snitched on himself because a report came out saying that he was, what's it called? I guess he was about to have a stroke or some shit like that. Or they didn't say he had a stroke. He had an illness that didn't want to be specified, and they told Mike Pence to be on standby if we're gonna seduce him and shit like that. They told him that last year. Sedate him, yeah. That's a I'm sorry, dog. Dignity. Seduce Trump.
And powerful niggas be at work.
Prepared, you gonna seduce him. What the fuck you gonna be prepared for, my nigga?
Bitch is looking at him. Prepare for what? Seduce him for what? You'll see. You're gonna be in charge, but we're gonna seduce him first.
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah.
Your president doesn't call escorts, he calls me!
Your emperor called me! Anyway, yeah, they told his ass, yeah, they were gonna sedate him, just in case they had to sedate him. And then Trump goes on Twitter and goes like, no, I just had mini strokes. And I'm like, we didn't say you had mini strokes. You just snitched on yourself. Okay. Nigga had mini strokes and shit like that.
Nah, he does everything at its highest degree. You know what I'm saying? So,
he's panicking. Like, the closer the election get, the more panic he gets.
Nah, really though.
Nigga went to fucking Wisconsin and didn't bother to visit fucking James Blake family, but went and visit the police department and praised them for everything. Didn't want to condemn the fucking shooter, the little 17-year-old shooter. I don't know why I'm getting worked up. Fuck that nigga. Anyway, music's dropping. Hopefully, I don't know. This month will be
we talked
better.
about it, and the Rockets interrupted us every time. So.
I know. We already said it. Yeah.
Seriously.
Is there anything else we need to talk about?
I came in here with no notes, my nigga. So
No, I'm just asking if there's anything else to talk about. Anything else you want to talk about?
I ain't coming here with any notes. So.
I know. Man. Episode 197. iLLogical Sense Podcast. You could always follow me on the Twitter. Shout out to Mr. Fab. Oh yeah, shout out to DJ Tussie. He's about to be on Shade 45.
Salute.
But yeah, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Busby for lowercase 08. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at iLLogical SP. You could always follow us on Instagram at iLLogical Sense, and of course on the Facebook.
Give me a hell yeah!
And on all social media, JC No. Well, we know what the Lakers playing on Friday now, so back on there. Get ready.
LeBron was smoking a cigar. Like this morning, he was in front of his hotel.
We not fazed by this, man.
He was smoking a cigar, listening to Nipsey.
We gonna give the Rockets they respect because they do garner respect for 2 wins. So you gotta give them that respect. Mm-hmm. I ain't worried about this series. Lakers in 6.
You said 2020.
It's going just gotta play it how it goes. I'll be evaluating that series starting tomorrow. By the time this podcast is out, I'll be on Twitter evaluating it and going breaking down stuff.
Jason breaks down everything, man.
Of course, he's a basketball coach.
Yeah,
it's definitely that's in his blood.
You gotta have him on the show.
That's
someday,
his DNA. Yeah. Basketball coach. He'll break down the X's and O's. I'll break down the funny shit.
For sure.
You'd be like Caesar.
Yeah, so I'll be doing that. Also, it's fantasy draft weekend.
It's gonna be a really unique
I got
one.
3 of them.
Shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'll be talking shit about that too.
Good luck with that.
Because I got in the league that I'm starting up. We almost got everybody set up. So that's gonna be the dynasty one, the individual player dynasty one, the 30-round dynasty one.
Shit.
So yeah, that's just gonna be funny. I'm gonna keep updating I'm gonna just update the fucking timeline with that. That's gonna be hilarious. Because there's people, I already know there's some people that are coming in. This is their first time doing Dynasty, period, let alone an individual.
Right.
I'm just expecting them to go do a whole draft like a regular draft versus not waiting and drafting for our 2025 season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So,
looking ahead.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that. So I'm going to tweet about that. And Big Sean, again, I'm excited for Big Sean dropping. I definitely have high regards and expectations for that. So I'm going to be talking about that too. I'm gonna be talking. Like I feel good this week. Finally, feel healthy.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna be talking. Last week I didn't talk too much. Yeah,
thank God. Yeah, you, Martine.
Yeah, you can follow me at VNMS408.
Yup.
On every social media, and you can search Venomous spelled VNMS on all your digital streaming platforms and stream my music And man, I don't know, man. I just been working, bro. Like,
We all
I mean,
been
I'm
working.
not even talking about working that. I'm talking about work. Like, I've been writing, dog. Like, there's this one verse that I'm really in love with. I don't know how many bars it is.
On that Eminem shit?
Not exactly. Just on some like on some Jay-Z shit. I don't need no hook for this shit.
That's Eminem shit too.
Nah, not really.
Well, Eminem doesn't even write. He just be writing.
He just goes
until he feels he's done. That's why I feel
it's funny, dog. He spits it the way he writes it. I imagine. You know what I mean? Like,
Then I write circles around the shit. Like he'll write as he goes. Just.
And then, can you imagine being in the studio?
Follow the trail.
And then he goes in the studio like, all right, I'm ready.
Yeah. And then he's like, hey, follow the paper.
Have you seen an Eminem fucking notepad of all his lyrics, man?
That shit look like cat scratch like a motherfucker, bro.
Looks like a fucking crackhead writes it, man. Only these shit. White people, man. Anyway, we out this bitch. Wakanda forever. Rest in peace. Chadwick
Boseman. Rest in peace, John Thompson. Rest in peace, Clifford Robinson.
Rest those bitch ass cops.
Rest in peace,
Lute Olson. And Tom Seaver.
Justice for Breonna Taylor. Justice for James Blake. George Floyd. Fuck the police. Black Lives Matter. Wakanda forever.
Peace.
Your emperor calls me.
Peace.